Beth's away, saving cats, of course, and promoting her new book, Yoda Gets a Buddy, by the way, available on Amazon. And you cheap fucks, just go out and fucking buy a copy because it'll get animals. It's all for charity, assholes. Okay, just had to throw that in. Merry Christmas.
Expected it to be.
Wow. So we found the clip? We found that clip finally?
Buy a calendar, you cheap fucks? What was that?
Yes,
I don't even remember now.
That was when he.
That's as close as we're gonna get.
Yeah, Beth had that calendar out.
Can we play that again? It was so short, I wasn't even paying attention. But now I need to
play it again.
I need to hear.
Beth's away, saving cats, of course, and promoting her new book, Yoda Gets a Buddy, by the way, available on Amazon. And you cheap fucks, just go out and fucking buy a copy because it'll get animals. It's all for charity, assholes. Okay, just had to throw that in. Merry Christmas.
Are we having some sort of revisionist history where we thought he said buy a calendar, you cheap
Oh no,
fucks,
he did say it.
but in reality it was buy a book, you cheap fucks?
No, it was a calendar. Trust me, I don't make up.
No, that's the right.
He keeps on going back to it.
It ran amok when that got out. Everybody just assumed buy a calendar, you cheap fucks. I mean, that's the same thing. It's just the words are rearranged. And I guess that it just ran like when that people just said that, and we just
when
all
he
accepted
said when he said buy a calendar, cheap fucks. The only thing out was the calendar by Beth. That was the only thing out. And I remember him saying, I was laying in bed and went, "What in the fuck did he just say?" It was at the opening of the show.
Too. Yep.
It was at the opening of the show. This is at the end of the show during one of the Christmas ones when she had that shit book out.
Okay, so it's
buy
even
a
different.
book, you cheap fucks.
All right, because you know what? That's like the Zapruder of
it's been erased from the internet.
Howardisms to have buy a calendar, you cheap fuck. So maybe we think that he said
No,
that.
it's not a Mandela effect. It happened.
All right, greetings everybody. So welcome to a
show.
Almost last edition. It's December 21st. Merry Christmas to everybody. And it may or may not be our last show for the season, depending on whether or not Opie comes through for next week.
I talked to him in chat today.
Oh, you did?
I think he thinks that was you.
Yeah, of course he does.
No, it's still going on. I made a Todd Pettengill comment that he was.
Yeah, we're gonna keep that. We're gonna keep that dream alive. I am wearing my hold on, let me show you. I am wearing my
look at that.
Okay,
friend of the court.
Friend
there
of
it
the
is.
court. Revolution.
Wow. Wow.
Which is amazing. I also put a link in the description box on the YouTube channel. So if you want structure or join the revolution, by all means, go ahead and go buy it from the Deppening.
Why no forever? Yeah,
forever.
She chose the perfect still of him in full rigor mortis.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
With no joints. Oh,
absolutely.
Frankenstein.
So what we're doing tonight is, it's kind of basically Custer's last stand for the season. And he did 3 shows, which were probably the most atrocious things that have come out all season. Bon Jovial texted me at some point on Monday saying, "Mon, don't even listen to it. I'm cutting clips and you'll just hear it when we finally do the show." So I promised not to listen to last week's shows so that we could hear it in clip form while we're on the air tonight. So that's what we're doing.
Yeah. Why do you have Comes Again in the background?
What?
Why do you have Comes Again in the background?
You know what? I just thought it would be a fun thing to put on my.
It is. It's funny. It's ironically funny.
Howard Stern unedited thing. I have my autographed Jackie the Joke Man Dirty joke book. Enjoy, signed.
And I wish you got his CD that said "Comes Again" that Howard stole the title from.
I probably have that as well. I have a picture of my mother and my uncle in there. I don't know why, but okay.
So cute.
God.
Yeah, that would be my entire Howard library that I put in the back there for your viewing pleasure. So what we're going to do tonight is do a review of last week's shows. You might hear a slight whine in the background of me, and that happens to be my little baby fan that I put on in the background because I'm sitting in a basement and it's really fucking hot down here. So instead of having the air conditioner and the fan going at the same time, I just have a little baby fan. So if I start to sweat and take clothes off, you know why.
Nice, Brock.
So there's that. And I want you to know that I also spent a solid 2 hours on this streaming facility with Bon Jovial last night, trying to figure out my sound, but hopefully it's good enough. And you know what? I don't even fucking care anymore. Got to be honest with you. So I'm done. I am hooked up. I have the same mic that Jackie Chair has and that Xavier has, and we will just get this shit going. And that's all I got.
Yes.
Bon, I'll pass it to you since you are actually co-hosting the show. So what do you got for us?
Jesus Christ. I'm getting PSTD.
Jesus Christ. Hello? Hello? I have no idea what's going on. Yes, hello?
This is Nicole Bass, and you're listening to Radio Gunk.
Oh, Nicole.
You gotta get Opie to do one of those.
Oh, Nicole.
Uh-oh.
John, we have somebody at the door. Who could it possibly be? Let's see. Who is it? Okay, timing might be a little off. Hello,
It's
yes,
just
come
slightly
in.
off.
The door's open. What?
Making Fred look good.
Hello, you are listening to Radio Gunk. And don't forget to listen to Sarah and I on the podcast Wino Forever, The Deppening.
Johnny, come back.
Jesus, no.
Oh my God, please no more knocking.
Please, no more. Can we actually, start and listen to the shit show?
Oh my
Jesus
God.
Christ.
Who is it? Jackie,
Hello.
who's there?
I don't know. Who?
I was knocking.
Oh.
I was waiting for someone to open the door.
Do you have a door slam?
Door.
Oh, Jesus.
Dennis?
Some people should not have technology.
This is part of the bit?
I guess it is part of the bit.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
I feel so
comes
hacky
the-
at this point.
I never know what he's doing.
Here comes Trent Reznor to save the day.
Mr. Feeney's at the
Bow
door.
down
Nice.
before the one, sir. You're gone.
Ah, Jesus Christ. I have no idea what's going on. I've
Is he gone?
already lost control of the show, and
It's
we're only 8 minutes
oh
in.
my God. We're going to be finishing at 2 a.m.
Oh my God!
Oh, fuck.
Bon? Oh, Jesus. Who's here?
Oh, hello, Gunkers, Gunkettes, as it were.
Good God.
Oh, don't forget to listen to Sarah and I on the podcast Wino Forever, The Deppening.
Okay. Lots of promotion going on.
Oh my
Monique,
I'm feeling such a whore.
Monique, maybe this sounds better tomorrow.
I'm back. I just
Kinda
came
like
in.
quiche.
Is that Johnny Depp promoting John's
you-
and Sarah's show?
You know what a mensch he
Yeah.
is. Self-promoter.
John, we got to get this guy out. He closed the door. He's gone.
Oh my
Okay.
God. Shut the goddamn door. Make this go away, please.
I mean,
Oh my God. No.
Hello?
I'm going to sigh.
Johnny, you can't come in here and promote your show with Sarah. It's not appropriate.
Gunkers? Oh, and
You-
don't forget...
No, you have to leave. Get out.
Fine,
Get
fine.
the fuck
Well,
out of here.
excuse me.
That's why you had me do that. Okay.
Okay, now it all makes
I mean
sense,
that.
huh? Doesn't it, John?
Makes great. Yeah.
I want you to know that Bon Jovial did not want to do a show on the final weeks in review if it didn't include Dennis and John and him and myself. So we are, So it took
Not that I was hurt or anything that you were going to do it without me, but it's okay. I'm past it.
You know what? Listen,
just
there's
kidding.
going to come times where I just feel like doing a fucking show.
I
That's
listened to all 3 of those days.
Oh, you
Let me-
did? Oh,
I
really?
did. I did.
Cinder 63 it got blocked. I have to do a couple tweaks on it. There's these wanted to know what the last Deppening, the Christmas episode. It got blocked, and we got to do some tweaks and put it up. Yeah, it's copyright.
Copyrights.
Classic copyright.
Classic Johnny copyrights. Yeah, we know how that goes. Bon.
Oh, fuck.
You know what? You can expect correspondence from my legal team.
Oh my god, he's angry now. He's very litigious. So
That's what that was.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Are we
if
ready to
he's-
start the show?
Can we start talking about that psycho attention
I don't
horror?
know. Would Howard stop now with the door bit, or would
No,
he keep going?
No, you
No.
keep
You
going.
would-
You keep going. Of course you would.
Okay, hello everybody. This is a podcast called The Deppening. and
Oh
my
my
name is Sarah.
god, it's
Is that
Sarah.
Natalie Maines?
Listen, Sarah, we're trying to do the show. You've had enough promotion.
What?
You have to go. Get her the fuck out of here. Wow.
You know, I almost think you're going to be promoting like Mr. Pibbs in a moment. Like, I'm not even sure what's going on.
I don't know.
Doesn't
what's
Sarah sound
happening.
like Liz
I thought
Cheney?
were-
I'd rather
trying to-
listen. At this point, I'd rather listen to Billie Eilish give me her fucking idea of parliamentary system. I mean, seriously. I want Billie Eilish to give me the theory of relativity and her counterpoint to it. I mean,
Yeah, let's not. Let's not say
Bum
we did.
Diaries.
All right, so are we done with promoting the Deppening, Bon Jovial? Are we done here?
I put like bars on the door. I don't think anybody's gonna get in again. But
There's no more knocking. We're done.
well, I
I
mean,
haven't even been able to read like what's going on in the chat here. Ah, Jesus Christ! Let's see what's going
this
on.
is starting
here.
to make Jadini look good. There you go, Jack and Rod. Thank you.
Jack and Rod, you're the one who listens to it. I'm proud to say I haven't heard it.
Ah, Jesus Christ!
Hooper 45, you missed nothing. You're lucky.
I have completely lost control of the show already. There is nothing that I can
Sunflower-
say or do to
Oh,
make
you
it
know what?
any worse
Oh,
or
Sunflower
better.
Dragon. Sunflower
You know
Dragon.
what
Yes,
that-
I do too. At this point, yes, I do.
you know
too.
what that alarm means, guys?
What? Yeah, that makes more of us.
Is that vintage? Is that vintage Sunflower Dragon? I need an edible.
It is.
Okay.
We
but
have a situation,
whatever-
guys.
Oh, Jesus, what's happening?
Please-
I just have to make a
Please
statement.
stop.
I have a situation that's occurred.
There's Sarah. I need
No,
heroin.
he did
what
90
happened?
95.
You need to wash the dog in the
He
bathtub?
did 95 shows.
No,
Did the dingo eat your baby?
no, we have a situation, and this has been. I'm sorry, I have to hijack the
They
show
stopped importing
because
Fosters from Canada?
There's Sarah. I need heroin. Go to Delaware and get it with Artie.
I have a situation now. There have been statements during the year about there possibly being a toxic workplace environment at Radio Gunk.
I love it.
Really? Well, did you confer with our head of HR, Max Klein?
Well, I actually reviewed it in my brain and realized that there have been some incidents
From down under.
of toxic workplace.
Thank you for that HR drop. That's an Opie question. I forgot. How is Howard immune to HR?
This is now a party.
High pitch Mike.
Well, what's going on, Bon Jovial? Tell us all. What's happening?
I realised that some things have happened to me during the year that need to be explained because I think Monique may well be dealing with a toxic workplace environment.
What else is new?
The shusher.
Ask anybody who's ever worked for me in my life.
Fairway maiden.
Oh, God. What? What's the problem? Oh, right.
Well-
Did the shusher report us to HR?
Well,
Anytime?
Melvin with an Opie callback. Well, Mo eat grapes and blueberries in the Opie interview. That's what they do there. During the last days of Opie and Anthony, they're eating blueberries and everything.
I do happen to have a luscious box of
Luscious.
peanut butter filled pretzels, which I shall.
Oh, I'm jealous. Those are great.
Best.
Thank you, Shane.
Ah, Jesus
So,
Christ.
what happened
Shane,
was-
thank you so much.
Sorry, son of Overbrook.
We're in a Silverchair CD.
I love Silverchair so much. Diorama, what an album. Holy shit.
Oh my God, you
Daniel
guys are killing me.
Johns has a new solo album coming out next year, which you may have heard about.
Oh my
which-
God, please stop talking and do something.
Okay, so here's the situation. I made an instructional video to document what has occurred in the toxic workplace, and we will watch now. I didn't want to go overboard with the title, but here we go.
So it's 8:30.
Now, the situation. I don't know, was that too far? I don't know, maybe. So, Monique tweeted
scared.
in August about the show that she started with Xavier, Things That Go Gunk in the Night, and she was very excited, and she tweeted this. So let's just sit back and let the narration occur.
I miss concerts, and I miss at Depeche Mode. Sad face. Be sure to listen to me and Xavier discussing classic #Howard Stern call, Clay the serial killer, and whether that creepy call was real or not. YouTube link, Instagram link.
Now, there's a problem. There's a problem with this. What the situation is that I've been known in Melbourne to be a bit of a grammar policeman, and
But you
The
you speak that funny Australian English.
okay, and I'll just pretend he's
Getting
not here.
canceled.
And this is what is wrong with this
Tell
little
me.
statement.
To me and Xavier.
Once more.
To me and Xavier.
You are so wrong on that, it's not even funny. I'm not sure if you know what the correct nomenclature is.
Whoa.
But the way it works, you fuck. But the way it works is if you can say the sentence without the second person in the sentence, then it is correct. Therefore, be sure to listen to me discussing classic Howard Stern call, okay? As opposed to be sure to listen to I discussing classic Howard Stern call. Okay, that's the difference.
Xavier and
This is what I tweeted back.
I.
Now, you know what?
Oh
A bit
my
of
God,
time
no.
went
Nice.
by,
What time
and
is it?
then a bit of time went by, and then Monique responded to my statement there. Now, let's go to some information about this.
Source: Merriam-Webster, learnersdictionary.com, and Encyclopedia Britannica Company. Example:
Well, that's the problem.
Jenny and me, Jenny and I. In sentence, Jenny and me, I, are the subjects of the verb joined. Therefore, the subject pronoun I is considered correct. You will certainly hear native speakers say Jenny and me, and it may be acceptable in spoken English, but most traditional grammarians and English teachers will disapprove. Don't use it in writing.
I didn't
Now.
say Jenny and me. I said me and Xavier. That's the difference.
Don't use it in writing.
Now, things things were going well for me regarding this because I got some traction. Here we go. We got three people like this.
Sufi
And
way
one
in.
of them.
You don't want Sufi up your ass. Is that
Sufi,
Bisnick?
two followers. Sufi. Oh, look at Todd. You
Is that
bastard.
the cheekbones of Bisnick?
That's Bisnick. Yes.
One of these
Philadelphia
people.
glistening cheekbones of Bisnick.
So
Is Bisnick.
Bastard.
And he's so known on the forums. He's been on the show many times. He does amazing photoshops. And I was like, wow, you can't pick someone better to have on your side. But then I looked closer and I realized he also liked Monique's response. And I said in my mind, I said, he's playing both sides and I don't want that. I said, at this point in my life, I don't want that shit. Okay, so this is what's going to have to happen.
It's only my side.
Shit,
oh my God.
So, a bit of
On
time.
Katie
Wait,
Donna is
you're
an editor.
shitlisting-
She's digging this.
You know, this could be as long as it could be or as short as it could be. It's up to you guys
And
to let that occur. Now, a bit of time went by.
I've gotten Katie's finding this entertaining.
Yeah, I think
We're,
so.
we're at the 60% mark of this now.
I like
a
this.
bit
Oh
of
my
time
God.
went by. Okay.
I
Now,
gotta go sort my underwear drawer. I'll be right back.
This is Mr. Feeney humor.
Now, everybody knows that I've been doing a project that I took on, which is the Radio Gunk Archive Restoration Program, RARP project. And what happened was I was working on a new video, Joe Buck with Artie. So I uploaded this.
You see what Sunflower Wagon said? A bigger wind up than Louis Tiant.
And you can see here. This is what I was uploading. And for anyone who doesn't know, when you upload a video to YouTube, you have these sections. At the top, you see title, and then you have the description. So I wrote in here, join Arm, Bon Jovial, and I as we revisit Artie's wild appearance on the ill-fated Joe Buck live show in 2000, blah, blah, blah. And I uploaded that, and I was done. And then a few days later, I went and checked on it just to make sure it was okay. And I saw something had changed. Look. Now. Yes. Plot twist, right? She thought she had me at the start of this, but something had changed, and have a look. That had changed. It was that. Now it was that. And then it was I. So I thought, because I'm balanced in life, I'm like Dennis. I meditate, and I thought, there's such a simple solution. All that's happened is Monique has just rewritten the whole description, because Monique has that right in my new 5-year contract that I signed this year. Monique has the right to adjust. And so I looked at it like this right now, and I said, hold on. Nothing has changed except the me. And then I had to stop, and I probably had to lie down, because I thought, wait a sec, this was in August, the original situation, and this is October. She pined on this for months, and I imagined this woman, this person I used to think I knew.
Thanks,
and
Judy
loved.
Tenuta.
I imagined this woman, because it's her show, of course, but
Oh my God!
It's
Is it tomorrow yet?
I imagined her sitting on the couch with her iPad with a lovely glass of white wine that Ida paid
go to
for,
work 8 a.m.
and I was,
I had a greenbacks.
and I thought, and I imagined her getting a text message from me saying, "I've just finished the Joe Buck video. I've uploaded it. Aren't you excited?" And she went, "Oh, I'll have a look." And she sat there and looked in and saw and then thought. And I can imagine her shaking her head quickly, going, no, furrowing her brow. And then, let me tell you, to go in and change that word takes like 3 clicks. This was a premeditated, and I thought, wow. And then I thought, do I have the right to get angry? Because it is Monique's show.
It's my show, so...
And I was kind of like wondering what would happen here. So I couldn't handle it.
The vortex
So I
goes in the
fucking
opposite
changed it
direction.
back. I changed it back.
How about vintage sizzle chest? Monique's
Now,
this
now we're reaching the,
There's no me and autistic.
we're reaching the 90.
Mr. Feeney could jerk off to this Bond. His grandma.
Sizzle Chest 69 says there is no me in autistic, but there are two eyes. Oh, I'm dying. I am dying.
All together now.
Nothing
Classic sizzle
I'm
chest.
still-
Classic Sizzle Chest.
Nothing
I'm
like a good
still,
nothing like a good autistic joke.
God, I'm
I mean,
dying.
I'm still angry at Biznick for taking both sides, but I think I sorted him out in this clip.
Oh,
Don't
did
mess
you
with the
really?
bull, young
Did
man.
you?
You'll get the horns.
Okay, so you might think,
Rupert, we have
oh,
no fucking clue. Not a fucking clue what's going on, Rupert. Not a clue. I have no idea what's going on.
So after all of this, I thought, let's just leave it and it be done. And then the reason I made this was because toxic workplace, because everything overflowed once more, and Monique helped me out with this by I'm sitting relaxing and I get a notification on Twitter, and this was just a few weeks ago, and
Where's
look
that
what it said.
Where's the orchestra like they have in the Grammy Awards or the Oscars? Can we start playing?
I'll play him out. Play him out.
I'm
Play 'em
dying.
out.
You know, I
And-
love Bon as much as I hate him. So what?
But this
what?
could have been so much shorter. I timed it at 2 minutes. It could have taken me to
2
get through
minutes?
this. But
Is that Australian time? I
this is
mean,
what I want to say to the people
It's
listening.
mo-
You see what these people
what's
do
the
to
factor
me? I mean,
with American time?
now
Low
listen, that's
PT
3
time.
times Dennis has done that in the last. Okay, now listen carefully. So I was annoyed about all that, and I was sitting, and I got this.
Going the opposite direction. That's
And
where
what
it's going.
drove me over the edge was this notification on Twitter.
Vigorous. That's vigorous, CB.
It's vigorous.
I can literally feel
It's
my
always that
cells
big vigorous
aging.
moment.
Oh, I'm dying.
Classic
Dying.
sunflower dragon.
Oh. What
Now-
now? What, Bon?
Vigorous
What?
at its height.
Now, I get this notification on Twitter just a few weeks ago, which put me over the edge, and I said, I have to detail this toxic workplace.
Hello?
Now, you remember this, Monique? I mean, this was a few weeks ago, and I thought, wait a sec, I've been on the show for a year and a half. I've retweeted comments from Monique. I have tweeted out shout outs to her John's podcast. You know, when you go on Twitter and you see, hey, follow this person, 50 other people you know are following them. And I thought, wow. And I sent this text message. Get ready for this.
Oh my god, did you only just start following me today? I had no idea I wasn't following you. No.
Now, I just want to say, that's fucked.
Bon, I can't thank you enough. Your 147
Fairway
followers really upticked the podcast.
Hey,
You
Fairway
just
Maiden,
checked,
you're
didn't
perfect.
you?
Oh, I'm
Fairway
dying.
Thank you,
Oh,
John.
I'm sweating.
You really moved the needle.
Wow, yeah. Okay, so it's.
I am so
it's-
sorry. I'm so
it's
sorry
eight-
for not
It's 8:40. Wow.
Okay, then. So thank you for exposing my non-grammatical errors.
I don't think he's done.
Oh,
I hope he is.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, I
gotta
love
get
you,
up in
John.
You're not done, right?
I don't think he's done.
Hey, Zors. Nice.
My Jovial sounds like Grandpa Simpson telling a story.
Oh no.
I just said in the chat
my
before, this must be
God.
some sort of like Australian weird metric time thing. Like 2 minutes is like their money. It's like times 3 or something.
What is it that you don't understand about me and I? Seriously, it drives me insane. You know, it drives me insane when
They put
who's here?
use in words down there too.
Monique,
so don't worry about it.
I was misinformed about you and me, and I apologize for it. I know you guys have always been nice to me, and I've been wanting to do a radio Gunk interview for a long time anyway.
It's Artie.
Wow.
Hey, Artie. Are you doing all right? How's your
Radio
nose?
Gunk, clearly you guys are a big deal.
Okay.
I have to go get it fixed, reshaped, and that can't happen until everything is sort of clear in there, and I appreciate it.
Aw, Artie. Aw, Artie.
He sounds pretty
Jesus.
lucid there.
Yeah, well, that was...
Monique, I have all these vices that are sort of self-harming, but, you know, I really don't think I'm a bad guy.
Jeez.
I apologize for it.
He sounded a bit weird there.
Wow.
Self-deprecating. I don't know if I've heard that.
Oh, hello?
Monique, I have all these vices that are sort of self-harm.
Wow, I had to close that door. Whew. I'm exhausted. It's great to hear from Artie, though. You know.
Do you know
am I.
I've only heard that interview once? Like, I've never played it again because I was just so so tied up in knots when we spoke to him. But yeah, that was I feel like that was one of our finest. I have to tell you, if I had to choose the interviews, John, tell
Yeah.
me, which interviews do you think like are top
Melvin's
three?
letters.
Artie's was really good because of the magnitude of it, and he had been around, and I got him on that Jersey radio show the night before or something with to talk about Scott the Engineer's charity and stuff. So that was the way that came together, and I have the I don't shit. Maybe next time I have the text exchange with my fake Jamie Presley. He thought I was Jamie Presley in the text exchange.
Right, I remember that.
Oh God, I could put that up. But I like the Casey Armstrong one. I don't know why. I thought.
I don't think I'll be able to play with my slinky for years after watching this.
Wow, nice timing.
Nice
You're making me
timing.
feel like I got a vagina. Jesus Christ!
Wait a minute.
You know, I feel really, really bad
might be
that Bon
biased.
Jovial did not get a Casey Armstrong gift this year.
No, it's fine.
And
It's
only
fine.
Dennis
The
and-
shipping would be like 20,
Yes,
30 US
ridiculous.
dollars.
Only
It's
Dennis,
not-
John, and myself, and of course his Secret Santa, which is Cookie. And he took pictures for me of all the
Cookie's
gifts.
getting one?
Well,
Yeah.
Cookie was his Secret Santa.
Yeah.
Yes,
Ah.
Cookie's his Secret Santa. And his Secret Santa just sent him one of his gifts, which he thought was hysterical. And it was a T-shirt with him making sauerbraten with his like hands like this. It's pretty fucking funny.
You know, Cookie's gonna listen to this, right?
No, I know what Cookie's gift is, but she doesn't. She doesn't know what her gift is. But he sent me he sent me pictures of what he's sending Dennis and what he's sending you.
Do I have to shake? Do I have to shake what he's sending me, or?
I know it. You know what? He's super thoughtful. I mean,
I
he's
know. I'm
just
just
such a good
joking.
guy
I'm
to us.
joking.
Yeah,
I'm joking.
he's super
I
thoughtful.
I actually do talk to him. So yes.
All right, here we go. So where
I have to say though, I did think your Stephanie Rule interview skills were in full effect with Brent and Scott because they're acting on an NDA and you squeezed so much out of that. You wrung that bar rag clean as much as you could possibly get out of them.
I'll tell you,
There's
I liked Caitlin almost even better because she had nothing to hide and she had nobody beholden to telling a story or you know, talking about NDAs or anything like that, and she didn't give a shit. So I actually really, really, really liked the Caitlin interview from last year.
And
I
who
feel
could
like
forget
we're really
Dr.
gonna
Ivan?
like the Opie interview because I'm really ready for that. But I did like Caitlin. I did like Brent. I did like
Sin
Scott.
Lou.
Why? What'd she say? What did
Well, you-
Cynthia say?
Just click on it, the bottom one.
Oh wait, hold on. Let me
Move
get
to the
there.
middle.
Oh, sorry.
So please welcome the fabulous Monique.
That's MO''NIQUE. And she's like double my size. In the time Bond took for this rant, I put up the Christmas tree and cured cancer. Sin Lu Hu, by the way, was my special surprise Secret Santa for this year. So I chose her to send a special gift to this year out of like the crew of people that we had going on. So Sin Lu, I hope you like your gift. And yeah, everybody make sure to get those gifts out. It's the 21st. It's almost too late. So it's kind of time.
Well, they have 3 days. Come on, Amazon gets shit overnight.
I say that, but I haven't gotten anything overnight, like in weeks. You know, they just keep pushing things back. It's just it kind of sucks. Amazon kind of sucks right now. UPS actually kind of sucks right now. All right, Taban, you're in charge of this show. So where do you want to start?
Well, we can kick off.
Oh, there's a show.
Okay. Well, we've got Monday. So Monday was bizarre, and we started with a whole bunch of stuff. Ronnie's connection was just destroyed, and it's so funny. And Howard got into him about he retweets this guy's tweets, so I've got that. And so check this out, and we'll see how we go with.
Just so you all know, if I'm coughing a little bit, I'm going to mute myself. I got the booster shot 2 weeks ago. I'm still sick. And I have not gotten tested for COVID or Omicron or anything like that because fuck it. If I'm sick, I'm sick. But I love it. But I have a little bit of a cough. So apologies in advance if I have to mute myself a couple of times. All right, Bond, go.
And the dropouts you hear in this are not us. This is Ronnie's dumbass connection, and we've got to talk about nearly 2 years of this damn virus, and Ronnie is still dropping out, and he's like a guest on the show.
Like, seriously, dude, what's going on with the quality control on your Twitter account?
I don't pick those girls out. I'm retweeting some other guy's stuff that he puts up every morning.
But Ron, I'm tuning into your Twitter to see what you think is hot. So I understand if you retweet a hot chick, but why are you just retweeting whatever this guy does?
The guy, okay, this guy's been doing this for years already, and I feel bad for him. He's like a bedridden dude and anything to put up.
What's with your connection, man?
I feel bad for the guy.
You're breaking up. What did he say?
He's bedridden.
He's a very sickly guy.
Yeah,
He's got issues, health issues. This is his big deal, I think, to put up these pictures. And if I retweet him,
what's his deal? I mean, like, what is he like? Does he have a business out of this, or
no? I'm telling you, the guy is.
Jesus Christ!
I can't take this connection.
He's had some major issues with health. Like he almost died and stuff. So I just feel bad for the guy.
Who gives a fuck?
And so
Who gives a fuck if some guy has bad health and he puts up titty pictures?
Exactly.
How is this even relevant?
And this was 45 minutes of the fucking show.
I know.
I mean, literally, it is amazing the crutch that Ronnie is for this show. And
I thought he was leaving when he moved to Vegas.
No.
I thought it was over, and I
They're
couldn't
giving him free
believe
money.
it. How much? What would they be paying him to do this?
Buckwald's his agent, so God only knows.
It's 4 a.m. But by the way, thank you, Philly 29 on the 50 spot.
That's huge.
Yes, thank you so much, and thank you,
Uber. So you think
go Eagles tonight?
Don't they think you would be able to buy fucking Ronnie some good internet instead of where the fuck shit Cox internet they have?
Well, it gets
the
worse.
Unwashed masses.
Thank you,
The
Hooper.
way you're helping him is by retweeting naked girl pictures.
Why not? What's the big deal?
Fucked up. Ronnie's philanthropy starts with finding guys who are ill and retweeting their naked titty pictures.
No matter what they look like, he doesn't even.
See, that's almost Howard being funny there. The philanthropy line. That's almost funny,
Almost.
Like I could smirk at that, so that's rare.
I didn't find the guy.
Retweet.
Howard has
no matter
never
what the guy
looked at Ronnie's Twitter.
No, he's never seen it.
Is what Sunflower Dragon say true? Ronnie talked about this bedridden dude 4 fucking years ago. That dude can't be that sick. Is that true? You guys remember that? It sounds
Probably.
incredibly redundant. I mean,
We've
it
had
just
this
sounds it.
discussion a million
Yeah.
times. He's
Yeah.
discussed Ronnie's titty pics constantly.
And
But
the
now
guy
it's
in-
important
yeah.
because he has nothing else to talk about, obviously.
Seth, there's no quality control. I mean, this girl, okay, a nice
Quality
girl and everything.
control.
I don't have anything against her.
Quality
but
control.
Hardly worth looking at her naked. I mean,
How
if
do you
she's
know all
putting
these
clothes on.
girls even wanted to be tweeted in the first place?
He's getting the pictures off the internet, obviously.
Whatever.
No shit, really.
He's a good dude. Leave him alone.
And
Why are you
Ronnie-
fucking picking on him now?
So that's that, and then we get to he just throws this out of nowhere that he's been expecting a phone call from Robin for months.
Show him how it's done on Twitter, Howard. Show him how it's done. Light it up.
Go ahead,
Light
Robin.
someone
Go
up
ahead,
on
Robin.
Twitter. Show him how it's done.
Okay, Robin. Thanks
Wow.
for the phone
If
call,
he's
by the way.
rejecting
again.
some,
I am still waiting for my call back from you from 3 months ago.
Wow.
Maybe she doesn't want to.
Not 3 months ago. You're the
Well,
next
I
on the
noticed
list.
that
I'm not
Robin
answering.
has new hair. I wonder if she had to go through
Yes, she did.
some additional chemo treatments.
She did, remember, because she was talking about going to the city, and there's no way those fucking, the hypochondriacs are going to be going out to the city unless they had to actually go there. She's made many trips, and it sounded like
no Simone Dinnerstein.
no.
kind of events?
These were medical. She said medical trips. So that we can only hope the cancers truly come back.
Oh no! Don't.
I'm
say
sorry.
That.
I
Don't
can't.
say
That was
I
harsh.
can.
That was harsh.
Yes, it was. I'm not walking it back.
Okay.
Dennis only walks things back if he has a hose in his driveway.
Allegedly.
You called her. She didn't call you back. Get over it. Quit begging.
I'm calling him.
Okay.
Yeah, but who cares?
I'm not
Maybe
begging here.
He's like, I can't believe I called Robin. She hasn't called me back. Like she's fucking dying to. Woman almost lost her life. You think she's gonna spend one precious moment
that.
making calls she doesn't want to make?
Oh,
She
what a
doesn't wanna call you.
humanitarian.
Don't you love that?
Really, how busy is she? How busy is she
Well-
after the 2.57 hours that she's on air? What does she
Well-
do for the rest of the fucking
Well,
day?
I
that
mean,
she
there's a
can't
lot
call
of
people
TV to
back?
fucking watch. There's a lot of TV to watch. I mean,
I get it.
and-
You're talking to the queen of not calling people back, but
and
I'm trying to understand, where the hate is coming from.
Yeah, Dennis is right,
and-
Monique. This 14
and-
hours of transgender TV is not
and-
going to watch itself.
that bag ain't cleaning itself. That bag's got to be worked on, man.
Oh, ouch.
She calls me like 10 times a day. So there you go. Just shows you.
Gives a
She's got
shit.
time
Yeah,
if
good
you're
for you.
interesting. Yeah.
You know, I didn't even
Right.
know I was off last week. I was thinking, was this
Jesus
the
Christ.
week off or did we work this week? Because I talked to Howard so much.
Yeah.
It's like a work week.
Yeah, I
I
even
talk
said
to
to
him
her.
almost every day.
I said, what about Ronnie? You going to call him? She goes, I don't have any time. But she was on her 7th hour with me.
Yeah, but please feel free to watch Fleabag and, Bachelorette for the 15th fucking time. Please feel free to watch every single
I almost
Hallmark Christmas movie because
I almost
Howard
feel
watches
like
them.
I almost feel like she watches like Murder She Wrote like for 5 hours. straight.
Oh, no, she
Seriously.
does. No, Robin watches like Bones marathons on TNT.
She watched House.
Oh,
exactly.
House.
House.
Forget it. She doesn't want to call you. Please call me.
I'm not beg. I didn't beg her to call me.
Where's my call?
So then he goes on to the shit connection continues, and then Howard's going to give him crap. He sends out a Christmas card, and of course you're going to get
Exactly
crap.
what I thought it would be. It's a picture of him and Stephanie. It's real tiny. You can hardly see them. And then 2 pictures of Las Vegas. Like
No,
he's
it's not.
Mr. Vegas.
Dude, it's not pictures of Las Vegas. What the
Vegas.
fuck are you
Yes, it is.
talking about? It's a
I got the
picture of
card.
the set. Well, then you can't see very well.
Well,
I can't.
What
You're absolutely
is it,
right.
Ronnie?
It's a picture of me and Stephanie at a wedding in Mexico. Okay.
Yeah.
And then it's a picture of the 7 train. And next to the picture of the 7 train, it's not pictures
What
of
did he say,
Vegas.
Robin?
What are you talking-
What did he
The
say?
7 train, I think he said.
Yeah. It's a picture
knows?
of me and Stephanie in Mexico. And then there's 2 small pictures, one of the 7 train and one of the Vegas sign.
Uh-oh, Ida Greenback strikes again.
I knew Las Vegas.
What does the
was gonna
7
be-
train have to do with Vegas?
I
What
know
are
they
these
called
people-
you Ida Greenback before.
You got to change your name to that.
We,
I
Thanks very
don't
much
know.
for
we
joining
left
us.
New York.
You know, we should
Figure it out,
show
okay?
we should show one of Howard's fucking glamorous cards.
Oh yeah, the one with him as a woman, you know.
Cindy Lou Who is a great question, guys. He goes, "What does Robin do for Christmas exactly?" Really, stare at her portrait. I almost feel bad for her.
I don't feel bad.
Nobody feels bad for her.
I don't feel bad for her at all. No.
Do you have a line on what she actually does? Does anyone?
Nothing.
There's never, and that's a great point. Has there been any detailed discussion?
She does have a coterie of
coterie,
sort of borderline lesbianic friends.
Yes.
I remember when I used to be able to follow her a little bit on Facebook, and I kind of did like a 6 degrees of separation with her friends and her friends' friends, and they were all kind of like absolute bull dykey looking. You could almost see them on Harley Davidson type of looking.
Yeah.
Every one of them. Every one of them.
They go into a pool hall. David Brenner's pool hall, and
exactly.
You look at Johnny Triano. She calls Martin Lawrence to top up her coif collection from Big Mama's franchise.
Wow. And Skank on the front page. Holy shit.
Who was that?
Back. Grace.
Who was that, Bon?
Grace.
Oh, shit, that's right.
Wow. Holy shit.
Monique, doesn't she sound like Nicole Wallace from MSNBC?
Kind of did a little bit, except
wow, I thought that was her.
So he's a pinhead and she's like a marblehead.
Holy shit, she does sound like her.
I'm being honest.
Wow.
That's a great drop on.
Yeah,
Happy holidays, Grace. I know you're in there. So I know you're
wherever she
happy
is
holidays,
in this world.
She's in there somewhere.
Yeah, whatever.
So then
Grace is actually Shaka Khan.
Exactly.
So then we go. So we're continuing with this because his connection's root. He just gets more angry at them.
He left New York.
Oh my God. You have to now figure out what Ronnie's trying to say.
First of all,
That's
because
right.
he put 3 pictures on the cover of his Christmas card.
Oh,
you can't
the
see
Darth
him.
Kermit modulation.
The fucking
You
card.
can't-
Rip it
Oh,
up.
don't worry, I already did. I'm just commenting. Like I knew it was going to be.
Card.
It's
Yeah.
3
Oh,
pictures,
God,
3
please.
tiny pictures.
I didn't make the card, first of all. That's not my
He's
deal.
always getting out of it that way.
And Ronnie's wearing his skull T-shirt to show you what a badass he is.
No,
course he
Stephanie
did.
put it on the Christmas card, okay?
We haven't seen Shan Camp in a while. Welcome back, Shan Camp. Welcome back to the StreamYard family.
Azores.
I haven't seen Gina Bobina in a while either.
She was on a couple of times ago.
No,
and
she was on. She was on
I
last
know.
time. I saw her.
Yeah.
I don't
she's
do
alive.
enough advance notice for our
No, you don't.
shows. I know. I'm sorry. I'll try and be better about that going into next year. I swear.
Yeah,
All right,
sure,
go,
sure.
Bonnie. What else we got?
So this is just the final Ronnie where his connection and Howard is not impressed, which is just fantastic.
Nothing makes sense anymore.
No.
It's my man Ronnie. You got to get
Oh,
off
his
anyway.
internet is
We got to
bad.
work on his equipment. You're breaking up all over the place.
Work on his
Seriously,
equipment.
because of his connection, we're going to work on that, and then
Oh,
I'll
that voice
get him on
kills me.
tomorrow. Thanks, Ronnie. That's where you guys turn off Ronnie's mic and go fix it. Okay, there we go.
Who's
now
going
he's
to
gonna
fix that
talk.
mic?
That's where you turn off Ronnie's
They'll
mic.
ask him to restart his computer. That's probably it.
Well, that's what I did.
I know. Cindy Lou Who, Bella Stern's so right. Throw that fucking transvestite, horrible Christmas card back in his face. Is there anything worse than Howard and Beth's Christmas cards?
Nothing.
nothing.
Nothing is.
Throw
nothing's
that
worse
in
than
his
card.
face, Ronnie. What do you think? I know it's 4 a.m. in Vegas, but just have something prepared. You know he's going to shit on you. You have no other purpose.
But no, the thing is, you don't fight back anymore on this show.
No, you're not
There
allowed
is-
to.
No, you're not allowed to. You know, and he has the same agent as Howard, so he can't.
When did we find out Buckwald was Ronnie's
When he
agent?
was doing those shows, when he got those little clips on those shows, the cop shows.
Yes.
He was talking about their agent. He was talking about there was Buckwald's agency that got him those roles.
Yep.
So he's had representation for a while now.
Nice recall, Dennis.
You're welcome.
I remember that.
I'm looking for that one phenomenal drag Howard picture that I had
Please.
posted a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, Christina
Yes, he's
Brown's-
getting paid, Hooper. What do you think? He's going to do this? Get up at 4 a.m. in Vegas for the attention?
You know who's
I moved
missing?
to Florida for a gay man.
Yeah, exactly. So Christina Brown is missing too.
Oh, where's Christina? She may have changed her name again for the 400th
Hooper, it's been the
time.
Ronnie Munn show for at least 10 years, since
Let
Artie
me
left early.
ask you a question.
Oh my God. God.
I didn't mean that.
You were on.
I don't speak that way.
No,
But you were on Mo PT time today, though. We explained to Bon Jovial what CP time was, and that white people didn't actually. It's from the blacks. Color
black
people
guy.
time.
We got Beanie Mac in the chat box. Hey, black guy.
John, do you want to
What a
talk
perfect
about?
drop.
You sent me this one. Howard's views on charity. He discusses next.
Oh yeah. I have a great clip, and I didn't send it this time, but Kathy Griffin drilling Howard on him not doing anything in the chat in 2013, and he's homming his way through it, and Gary's to come in and save him. Gary comes in and just makes up charities for him. He doesn't know what he does. It's a great clip. That's for cleaning out the computer.
The garden, the was it Garden of Dreams, where he doesn't even give him the fucking money. It's the best.
The Dolan seats, right? The James Dolan seats.
You know, it's so curious. I know they have that picture somewhere, but it is completely removed from the internet.
Melvin Letters. Mo, down the bottom.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was just looking for that picture.
I know. It's getting scrubbed.
It is scrubbed. I have it. I do have it somewhere, just not. Christina has speaking presentation tonight. I'm becoming clitorate. Quality matters. Yeah, I don't think she's that literate. Not for anything.
Let's go with actor comedian Monique is calling for a boycott of Netflix.
Wow.
You used it? Oh, man.
I hate you, Bon. I hate every fiber of your being.
No,
Just
John
so you know.
sent me that one.
Yeah,
so John's punishing
It's
me.
a
John's
tag
on the
team
ball.
effort.
Tag team
John
effort.
loves it.
I
So
see
we
what's going on here.
Should we talk about? Should we let Howard talk about charity?
Yes, please.
Bon, I got to say, your timing is great. I would fire Fred in a second and hire you for
Right.
1/8 of his $3 million a year.
I earn more than Fred, so I wouldn't want to take that job.
I found the one where they're cross-dressing, the creepy cross-dressing one.
You got it then?
Yeah, I found it.
There's two of them.
I just did Howard Stern Christmas card, and it's the first fucking thing that comes up, and it's so creepy. It's not funny. There's all of them in here. Oh my god.
Are you talking about the black and white one where he's sitting with his balls hanging out?
No, that
and
one
he put
I
a little
cannot
heart
find.
over it? That's the one I'm looking for.
No, I can't find that one. Dude. I found all the creepy ones with Beefus.
No, I have those. I'm just looking for the one that I posted on our site.
I forgot about that one. That's
no
just
idea
awful.
where that is. Okay.
Such
Howard's-
scintillating repartee. I'd get better conversation from the android.
Wow.
Aquaman weighing in.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. All right, continue on. Where are we with the show?
Howard charity. Here we go.
I don't even like donating to charity, but I do it. I have said to every charity I donate, I got a pretty long list. I said, the one thing you could do for me, I'm going to give you this money. Don't send me any mail all year. Don't solicit me. Don't even thank me. Just leave me the fuck alone. But they won't do it.
Who's they?
Well, it makes me think they don't need this money. They got plenty
Let
of
me
money to
alone.
mail all this crap out to people.
I give money to my alma mater. And I do it
That's so your
anonymously.
So that's what he does. It's really not a charity. He gives money to his alma mater. So
Do you
that
really
he could
believe
get
that,
his-
Monique?
So he could get his last daughter into her 5th fucking college. So that
That's
he
exactly
can
why.
get a goddamn degree.
Didn't she go
nice.
twice? Do you think
Yes.
there's anything to? You think there's anything to his COVID neurosis and over the top that Ashley's the only kid he actually talks to, and whether what is she, a nurse's aide this week, and God, whatever the hell that he's worried about the hospitals, and Ashley's complaining to him, so he's trying to white knight for his daughter.
No.
By keeping non-vaccinated people out of the hospitals.
No, he's doing that because she's the only one that fucking talked to him after he brought the horse around.
That's what I said. That's what Ashley's the only one. She was too young to grasp it at the time,
Right.
And so he was exclusively getting her on the court-ordered weekends, and they're the only ones that have an actual relationship.
Correct.
And so he's white knighting for her with the fake. He's a
We
he's a
don't know
fibral.
anything, though. We really don't know anything.
I'm
we don't
conjecturing.
know-
We act
loves
like we
conjecture.
do.
We have to act like we do.
Yeah.
If you say it convincingly enough, it's true.
I think
You're
I've studied
exactly
his moves for enough years where I can speak expertly on this.
okay.
I think I can spot a sociopath. Thank you, Cindy Lou Who, and thank you, Chaka Khan, before it. Through the fire, through the limit, through the wall. For a chance to be with you, I'd gladly risk it all.
Wow. 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 Just wow.
You must know I'm still looking for that fucking picture.
Obsessing over that picture.
Oh my God. Totally OCDing on it. Everybody in the chat knows exactly the picture I'm talking about. The one where he's sitting there with his legs spread.
Can someone help and email it to Monique? info@radiogunk.com.
That's not even an email. It's just radiogunk@gmail.com.
It's a fake
email.
email.
You used to have an info, didn't you?
Yeah,
Here's the
I don't know
thing,
what happened to it.
Here's the thing, Shane. 1980. He's not giving to his school. He has shamed and killed his school on the air for years and years and years. According to him, they did nothing for him. They did nothing for his career. I don't see one iota. And Boston will never refute it.
But he had to give money to get his kid in there after she went to 5 fucking colleges.
Absolutely.
There's no way she could have got in.
But they don't care about that. They just want to be associated with the celebrity.
They do.
They don't. They don't care about the money. They want to be associated with the celebrity. They would rather say that this is Howard Stern's daughter than the money itself.
Bullshit. It's a private school. Money talks.
Pay to play. That's the way it works.
Well, I looked up. Boston University is actually the 5th most expensive school in the country.
Yeah.
Per year, it's like 75, 80 grand. Or at the time I looked, that was a few years ago.
Yeah, I'm sure that's correct. But
Nurse practitioner
Howard's
says
going
CB.
to give in order for his little girl to get a degree from there. And you know what? He, as much as he might bitch about it or bitch about the school, he loves that there's probably like a, Howard Stern cafeteria or the Howard Stern, radio studio or something like that.
You eat, all they serve is rice cakes and you throw up in the bathroom. Frozen bananas and rice cakes every day.
The Friday special 6 almonds.
Exactly. All right, what else you got for us, Bob?
Oh, he keeps going. He's going to throw in Beth on this charity thing in a second.
Jesus Christ.
And I do it anonymously. And I go, I don't want anyone to know I gave the money. I don't want anybody to know anything.
Too late.
Next thing I know, I'm getting letters. Dear Anonymous.
Do they know what anonymous means at that university?
But I get the letter, Dear Anonymous. The reason I give anonymous is but it's Dear Anonymous.
Oh, that's hysterical.
I don't want this. I don't want to be bothered. I know I'm doing good.
Nice grammar.
We got 2 Christmas gifts so far. I have no idea who sent them, and I think they spent.
So this is the gifts part, and this is.
Oh, he's such a cunt when it comes to
weird.
gifts. I hate him.
He got these anonymous gifts, and this is
anonymous.
Fantastic.
Anonymous.
It's so bizarre.
That's exactly right, Bella Stern. He wants all the credit for donating. That's why he's there. There's and wants to look like there's some fake humility behind it. And I don't want to know the number. Yeah, because you know the number, it was less than everybody else.
Right.
You know what? Never number. You'll draw everybody else what they donate. You got to know.
So these gifts
Write it off.
He gets a book, and it's absolutely bizarre. It's just I don't know who wrote this. Because it's almost creative. Listen to this.
We got 2 Christmas gifts so far. I have no idea who sent them, and I think they spent some money. Now, I don't know who to blame because these companies, a lot of companies say, do it. Here's what you could do at Christmas. Send us your list of people, and we'll send out the gifts.
Right.
Now, if these companies are forgetting to put in a note, they should go fuck themselves. I got a book in the mail.
These companies are sending things without notes.
Except for a book.
Exactly. How personable.
Themselves. I got a book in the mail. No return address, except for a bookbinding company.
That's the company, so they have a return address.
It is a first edition signed book called Depths of Glory by Irving Stone. I don't know what the relevance is there. I've never read this book, but it's a first
Irving
edition.
Stone means nothing to you.
Nope. And it's signed by him. And I looked it up. The first edition book goes for $279. It's an expensive gift.
Wow.
But they ripped all the pages. You can't read the book because they carved a cat into the pages of the book. Like when you hold it up sideways, you can see a cat. They made like a little
weird.
artwork. It's
A
so
first
fucking
edition,
weird.
they did that too?
Yep. They mutilated it to make a cat. And we're not even sure what the hell this thing is, who sent it. And I'm like, well, did one of my friends order this for us and now there's no card and we'll never know who it's from?
Wow.
And we have a couple of people we think it could be from. And there's no company even to call to ask them who sent this to us.
That's okay. You have enough ample, frivolous, free time to figure it out. That's okay. No sympathy. I don't feel sorry for you. Figure it out. You got all day, every day.
And
you
wait,
don't
the
have
best
any...
best part of all, he just made $3,000 complaining about his fucking business.
Bingo, 4,000.
Oh, nice.
Fucking ridiculous.
Oh, I found the picture. Because I had put it on
Finally.
Chocolate Conrads. Oh, fuck yourself. Every 1%er donates to charity. Yawn. Use your dopey accountant's address if it's anonymous. So true. So true. It's a write-off. I know. Nothing is coming out of his marbles. It's a write-off.
They get their news from Beth's Instagram.
Oh, here it
I don't
is.
even remember saying that.
All right, here it is.
Yeah, that's just.
He's so into it.
This is the grossest picture of Howard ever. And he posted this on Twitter. I think he then removed it from Twitter because of all the backlash he got from it. But this is his dream. Look at how they shaded the nose so that it looks nice and thin, and
it's terrifying.
Wow,
really. It's terrifying.
Can I ask you guys, was dressing in drag ever funny to you? Do you ever laugh? I mean, this has been stale since fucking Dustin Hoffman and
it can wait. It can be when it's done correctly.
I've never found it even.
It when done properly and done in real humor, yes, it can be funny.
I've never.
When you're just doing it because it's your fetish and you just
he's another level.
It isn't funny.
Like a 400-pound guy who wants to look like Adele, and you put like 2 tons of makeup on. Okay, it might be funny.
That's pretty funny.
He means to look like this. Like I mean, this isn't even over made up.
I know. I agree.
I mean, if you're,
but even unironically,
no,
it's unfunny.
But a guy with a mustache dressed in a dress. I mean, that's pretty funny because he's not trying to be a woman. He's not trying to be a woman. He is trying to be a woman. That is literally somebody clawing at the closet to come out, and he just can't.
Any excuse to dress in drag.
Allegedly.
Under the auspices of fake comedy.
I'm not saying allegedly. He's clawing at that closet.
He loves this picture, you guys. Loves it.
I love Shane writes, my wife and I give a good amount of money to LSU and Auburn. They never stop wanting more. See what he donates to the TNT post-game, Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal and North Carolina.
That is the problem when you
SEC.
donate to colleges. You know, they will come after you like dogs. And the crazy thing about it is they all have millions and millions of dollars in their kiddie funds.
I'm so not used to being the person that people come after.
Monique, you couldn't be more right, and I couldn't stand more by, the recent thing where the athletes are, quote, getting paid. The universities have still slipped out of it. They're not paying you. They're getting endorsement money. The universities aren't paying. They still get away with it. They still make that. Like, people think, the university. No, the colleges aren't paying these kids anything. So the kid, the quarterback for the SEC team, or 10 million people watching him on New Year's Eve, not a dime he gets from the university. It'll never. They still got away with it.
No,
exactly.
You know what? Things only are able to get away with if you let them. What's that team that played last week that I never heard of? And meanwhile,
Coastal
they're like
Carolina
number 2 or number 3.
I didn't see that. I didn't see.
South North Carolina.
I think
or
it's
something,
like Coastal Carolina or something.
Right, Coastal Carolina. Never heard of them before.
But meanwhile, these schools are charging Tiger Lily's kids $75,000 a pop, and she's got to go in a student loan for it. And you're donating to these assholes? Come off! Don't donate another dime, Shane. All that money donated. We encourage socioeconomically deprived community buzzes.
No, fuck that. You know what? The reality is, unless you're giving them like $1 million or a couple of $1 million to get your name on a hall or something like that, they really, you know what? They might put a stone with your name chipped in it or a little bronze plaque on a fucking bench somewhere. But and nobody gives a rat's ass.
That's
I
right.
would stop giving. They have much money. If you look at the coffers of most of these schools, the prices keep going up, but they're not giving anything back.
Yeah, there's
to
nothing
the
new,
students.
right? And then you're sleeping in a NyQuil cup in the dorm.
Yes, with
What
no
is
air
that?
conditioning happening.
What is that?
It's actual insanity. All right,
Cut them
Bonjolio, I'm
off.
sorry, we digressed. So let us
Well,
go. on to
Monique,
the
one
show.
last thing. JP writes, Lana Wachowski's trans ex-bucket angel, and one's pretty sure that's why he wanted him so bad on the show. That was on the Pelican Brief. JP, that was the strangest fucking. That might be the strangest fucking thing about the Pelican Brief, and the most revealing thing about him coming out of the closet. That Wachowski shit was so creepy. How
do you not have that person on with the Matrix coming out?
In
How
8
do you
years.
Not have that person on?
Wait.
In 8 years.
Wait, the weirdest part of that was he pulled out high-pitched mic to fucking go get.
Oh, right.
That's the fucked up part about that. Literally, it's like, hey, high-pitched mic, you're homo. You can go get him. Like what?
This is now. I'm go get him.
I DM'd with him.
You wear a red shirt too, Disney. You go get him.
Yeah,
I'm gonna ask him about that.
The fuck.
But you would think at this time period, with a Matrix movie coming out for Christmas, this would be the time for him to get that interview.
No.
But you know what?
No.
He has no interest.
No.
Actually, you know what? Sorry, I'm giving him too much credit. I'm sure these people have no fucking interest in being on his show.
No, they
I should have known better than to expect a proper challenge from a woman.
Wow! Coming out. Wow.
Awkward.
Spider-Man coming out. Nothing. Nobody from the movie on
the biggest
show.
The biggest movie of the year.
And there's a huge cast in that movie.
Huge cast, third largest opening in history.
But then his
and it
buddy,
was phenomenal.
His buddy, what's his name?
Downey?
No, the movie that just came out that bombed.
Bradley.
Oh, Bradley Cooper. Right.
Bradley Cooper wasn't on, and he had a movie that probably deserved to be promoted on the Stern Show.
That's right, Dennis.
Promotion, right?
That's the quintessential movie that needs a promotion.
And literally, it had nothing. And I guess that's the theater, because Xavier started a thread. That's the one that they were actually pulling it out of theaters, that people bought tickets to put Spider-Man on in that theater.
Well, Bradley Cooper's finally got humbled. He's had a good run for a while.
It made $3 million in 2,000 theaters. And that boils down to about 150 people per theater per weekend, per night over the weekend in order to see that movie. Because you know what? Everybody went to see Spider-Man. My theater was packed to capacity.
How was the mask? Did you wear a mask?
I did, of course.
Okay.
Wow. Sorry.
Did everybody, or did you have to in that state?
No, I didn't have to. I've just been a little sick, so I didn't want to, be the coughing girl sitting next to somebody. That's all.
I would think in the true spirit of Spider-Man, you would not wear a mask and just get bit by a radioactive COVID spider or something.
I'll be better. All right, Bon, let us continue the show, please, for God's sakes.
Oh, my God.
So that book arrives, but even more bizarrely, a cake arrives.
What? Oh, I
then
knew
we
that
got
from.
a cake
rice
from
cakes.
Dolce and Gabbana. I thought they were a fashion
They're
line.
designers. They don't make cakes.
They do.
Clothes.
That's what I learned. They made a cake.
Oh.
And it was sent to us, a Dolce and Gabbana cake. No information, no card.
And it wasn't from Dolce and Gabbana.
No, we don't have a relationship with them, as far as I know. They wouldn't send us a cake. What the fuck?
Maybe they'd tell you if they sent you a cake.
Monique.
Yeah, they probably.
Does John Varvatos send pre-distressed cakes out now?
Wow.
I'm looking at the Dolce and Gabbana cake.
It has to be one of Beefus's Insta friends that did that. There's the only person that would do something that obnoxious. Seriously, Katie Lee or the Snuffleupagus and his wife.
That's a Stephanopoulos cake.
Yeah, it's just pretentious enough to be something from one of those people.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. It sounds like one of those Hamptons fucking prick things.
Yeah,
Instead of sending 10 pizzas.
Let me show you what it looks like.
Judy
Instead of sending 10 pizzas to them, they sent that instead.
Guillermo del Toro reference.
Here it is. It's only $90. It's panettone. That's what
it's a panettone. Okay, panettone. Oh.
They're showing $90, but here at Bloomingdale's, it's $160.
That's because it's Bloomies.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, but it's $160 panettone cake. which they won't eat.
No, of course not. Oh my God, no way. They would never eat that. Holy shit, no way.
Which bathroom you think Beth throws that up into? The one Artie used?
Histrionic personality disorder.
What?
Yeah,
that's right, Katie Aldana. AARP Radio. That's the perfect name for this show.
All right, so then what happened? What other goodies did they get?
Oh, there's a lot more in this.
Well, he goes on, and now it's time to get audible action. He's read the Mel Brooks audio book, and he's obviously cut a deal. So check this out.
So I went and bought an audio book. Now, it's weird. I'm on Audible, our sponsor.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the place you go for books, for audio books. Audible. Give them a plug. Why not? Jason told me to listen to some comic book, but you know what? I'm a little old for that.
You can't listen to a comic book? It sounds,
Look,
don't you need the pictures with a comic book?
The first book I see, they say, the Mel Brooks book. I figured it was an old book because Mel Brooks is around 95 years old. I'm a big fan of Mel Brooks. So it said, you can get the Mel Brooks book.
Millie Bobby Brown.
True.
Get this straight.
So true.
For one credit, because you already have a bunch of credits. I go, I just signed up, but I guess I got credits.
Well, they give you credits right at the very beginning.
So I went, I like Mel Brooks. Let me listen. I have no idea. I'll listen to Mel Brooks. So it shows you with these services, if your book is first,
It's
idiots
good.
like me, I don't know what book to buy. So I went, I'll buy this one. Well, what a delight. I mean, Mel Brooks' book is called...
What straight man
is it
says
called
that?
again?
On Golden Shower.
You think I know the name of it. Something about All About Me. That's what it's called. Mel Brooks reads the book to you. Now, this guy's 95 years old, I think. He does a great read. He's a super upbeat guy. I mean, the guy's so positive about everything and upbeat. He's like the opposite of me. And everything he does, I'm giving it a strong recommendation. I really loved it.
Wow.
Radio Gaga has a great point. He thinks he's setting up Mel Brooks to come on. Yeah, in the generation of Zoom and Skype, I could totally see that. I think you're spot on with that.
Teeing up for the new
teeing
year.
up Mel Brooks, yeah.
Could be.
He's
so
90, going to be
transparent.
96 years old. I mean, come on.
But in the Skype Zoom thing, Dennis, I had the last interview with Mel Brooks, and he's gonna kiss his ass.
Oh my God, yes.
Oh my God.
Yes, but he won't even know what questions to ask because he's such not a fan of movies, and he's not a fan of anything really that he knows anything about. I'm
no
pretty
passion.
sure that 90% of the people on our forum can quote from,
Blazing
any Mel
Saddles.
Brooks movie. Yeah, Blazing Saddles.
History of the World.
Young Frankenstein.
Yeah.
History of the
Frankenstein.
World. Frankenstein.
Only in Roslyn is it Frankenstein. Andrew Morgan writes, sounds like we just had a bunt cake call. Jonah Falcon. Oh no.
He can't. I mean, Howard can't even remember songs that he likes. He can't remember like a verse from a song he likes. There's no way he can even recall anything from a movie. I seriously doubt that.
Jeremy once spoke to me about that, Dennis. You're absolutely right. He's no passion, a goldfish brain. Hasn't mastered anything in pop culture, and he has a staff of 70 giving him talking points on Mel Brooks, who they're too young for.
None of them know anything about Mel Brooks. Maybe Benji.
No. Probably Benji.
All right,
Maybe
we're
John
getting
Hine.
to
John Hine.
Put the candle back.
Now we're getting to
normal.
Abby normal. You mean I put an abnormal brain in a 6'5", 300-pound monster? 112%.
Nice
How
drop.
delicious. How delicious is Gene Wilder?
Oh, I love that.
What's her name? What was the girl's name?
That-
Not Cloris Leachman.
No,
the
it
other
was
one.
Terry Garr, because she was on Letterman all the time.
No,
in the
not
early
Terry
80s.
Garr. The other one.
Oh, Madeline Kahn.
Madeline Kahn. Loved.
Yes.
See, that was back in the day when you could have like an entirely Jewish cast of really funny fucking people. and it just, you know what? They just had this insightful humor that was so innate,
Vaudevillian.
and just the brilliance that was Harvey Korman, Mel Brooks, just all these people. And they were all Jewish. I mean, it was really, they were like the Judd Apatow and crew of their time.
That's a good comparison.
Super funny, really had really good chemistry with each other. And then the same thing with that whole group of people that did Spinal Tap and Best in Show and stuff like that. There's just certain groups of people that have chemistry that cannot be denied. And everything they do is gold. I can't even imagine a Mel Brooks, and somebody had just said it in the passing here on the comments that he would probably sooner do Gilbert's show than he would
absolutely.
do Howard's show. But again, he's 90 something years old. He knows Howard as being that guy who was funny and irreverent and doesn't really know what he's kind of getting himself into if he does in fact do an interview with him, which I doubt. Just so you know.
I don't think he's going to do that interview. There's no reason to.
Yeah, it's just kind of weird that both him and Baba Booey are reading the book at the same time. And that it's an audiobook, which he always gave shit to Gary about reading audiobooks. But okay, we digress.
We are digressing, as usual.
All right, what are you up on?
Okay, so now he goes to the really bad stuff, the 1,000-Pound Sisters show.
Oh, Christ.
Oh, yeah, this is perfect. Anorexia, fat shaming, Schadenfreude is
This is the
favorite thing in the
good
world.
stuff. And he's just nasty at it, and check this out.
Maybe that's why you like those 1,000-pound sisters and all that stuff.
Oh my God, Tammy and Amy. I almost fucking
He knows
bailed
their
on the
names.
show. One of these fat sisters, the less fat sister in the 1,000-Pound Sisters, she's like a hoarder. She never cleans her house, and she's got a baby now. They started cleaning the house this week, and
doesn't have,
there's
10
dead
housekeepers.
mice and bugs and roaches. Even my wife said, "This, we used to find them charming. Now it's like, motherfucker, clean your house. You got a baby in there." So I got turned off, but I'm still watching it.
Well, I told you you're looking at people who are ill, but you didn't want to believe it.
No, I believe you.
And Robin knows.
He knows every detail and plot point.
Oh, it's
and
disturbing.
He knows their names.
Knows their
that's
names.
really frightening to me. Here, let's just see what they look like, just so you get an idea.
Oh, please, no.
Here's Tammy.
Oh, I had a big dinner.
Super
please.
hot. So glad that she cut those bangs really short. It really accentuates her facial features now and her fine bones.
I loved her. I loved her in Return of the Jedi. She's very good. I think really good in that.
Okay, here's two of them. Obviously, this one's pregnant, but not so obvious because,
Which one's pregnant?
The smaller one. She's delicious. This one's delicious.
Oh God.
Oh, look at this. Those bangs, though. Those bangs. Oh, here's a full shot.
Oh God damn.
The other one almost looks practically normal, even though she's probably about
300 pounds.
300, 350.
Oof.
And I remember when Tammy actually had a boyfriend, which was this guy.
Are you
So
serious?
he finally came to meet her. Probably stole her TV and then moved on.
No, that's racist.
Okay, here's when she was at her heaviest.
Wow. When she sits around the house, she sits around the house.
Somebody has to indulge that. Somebody has to give that 15 fucking pizzas a day. Like, somebody needs to jump in me belly and feed that person. Seriously. Who enables that person?
Color me Chubby Chaser, but I would still cast them in Flirting with Disaster over Beth.
Here they are, boyfriend and girlfriend, like the number 10 together, as they sit on the couch. Oh my God.
I like that.
Yeah, look
I like
at
that
this.
Don Cheadle doppelganger.
Don Cheadle. Nice.
Right?
He literally could close his legs and fit into one side of her pant comfortably with no issue whatsoever.
I need Jason Kaplan's Lexapro to get out of this. This is so depressing.
Jesus Christ.
But this is what he watches, okay? So but she's
I'm not gonna
looking.
eat for a
Listen,
week.
Fat shaming for Schadenfreude.
She is looking sexy and hot for the new season. The bangs, the new haircut. It's a look.
The makeup.
That's a far cry from, when she was like whoring around back when she was only about 900 pounds.
Don't you guys get it though? Just like Precious, Howard's worried about her. He's worried about her health. He wants her to live a long life. He's trying to fat shame her into getting into shape and getting healthy, just like Precious. Come on,
Jesus. All right,
let's finish
that conversation, Bun.
Okay, here we go.
People who are overweight. I mean, morbidly obese.
It's not just the obesity. The obesity is the indication that something's wrong.
Oh, really?
Let's think about who's saying that.
Really, Chubby Lumpkin?
Really? Yeah. Tell us, Jada Pinkett Smith, about their physiques.
Yeah.
Sculpt our physiques, Robin. Tell us.
Why don't you tell us all, Zendaya, how you really feel about
Zendaya? Wow. Very, very hip Spider-Man reference.
Yeah, well, just okay. All right, Bonnie,
Sanjaya?
No.
Mary
Zendaya.
Jane Deshaun Watson.
No, I was doing an American Idol.
No.
Joke. Sanjaya, remember?
Benji.
Marianne, move on.
Yeah, Marianne, come on.
And you should see, this week, they go to the county fair, and they figure out to put the sister in, who weighs almost 700 pounds now, they're going to put her in a motorized chair. Because no one can push her anymore. She's too fat. They can't.
Really?
She goes to sit in this motorized chair. The whole fucking thing almost goes over. She can't even fit in it. And I'm watching for 10 minutes as they're trying to load her ass into that fucking chair. And it was the best television I've ever seen.
Based on the footage we've seen of Howard, I bet you she can get down a Nobu staircase faster than Howard can, and up an AGT staircase faster than Howard can. I bet she's more mobile than he is.
Beautiful.
Jesus Christ.
I would believe it's a hitting commercial.
Not even
100%, as it always is on this show. There's always a ulterior motive.
Ulterior motive.
Always ulterior motives.
All right, move on, Bonnie.
Are we moving on?
We got more a fake caller, Audible, helping this Audible thing along. Wow.
Oh, Jesus, Call from Buckwell.
Awful.
Yeah.
Stuart, you're on the air in New Jersey.
Stuart.
Good morning, Howard. I'm wondering if you would now reconsider doing an audio book of your book, seeing as though you've kind of been turned on to audible.com itself.
Isn't that?
Really? Audible.com?
Howard's going to do an audio book of what, private parts or something? Or fucking... That's what he's asking him.
And why does he have to say audible.com?
Because he has to make sure the commercial's good.
That's a weird. You're right. That is a.
It's like those ads where you've got those superannuation ads or whatever, where you got two old people out in the street talking. Hey, is your superannuation plan and
that must be some Australian thing.
Oh, do you know what I mean? Like,
we have not a fucking clue.
When you retire, you call it a K something.
I'll catch it tomorrow, I guess.
Exactly.
You call it a K something.
K?
I got to tell you, no way. I can't think of a worse fate than to sit in a room for endless hours reading my book to people. And I even said to Beth, she goes, why did you never put out an audiobook? I go, the reason I never did was whenever I thought about it, I was like, oh, I'll get the people I'm talking about to read their parts. And then anything I reference from the radio show, I'll dig up those clips and put it in. So the next thing I knew, I was overcomplicating it.
You were producing a masterpiece.
He doesn't
We're talking
understand.
He's talking about
an audio book.
Are we talking about that piece of shit?
We're talking about this piece of shit where he
16 pages.
wrote 16 pages worth of content in here.
So
is that what we're talking about?
With the help of Vinny Favale. He couldn't even do that by himself.
Yeah.
With the help of Vinny Favale.
With him saying that, it's like I overcomplicated it. It actually sounds like somebody that doesn't want to do any work and wants other people to do it for him. That's 100% what that sounds. It's just like, no.
Yeah, but it's okay to make Robin do the Yoda book.
Absolutely.
For Beth for free. That's okay.
Of course. Of course. And then kick her to the curb to make David Spade do the second one.
Well, Dennis, anything he did for that book was the lowest form, the barest minimum of whatever the contract stated with. And I still would love to know what he got up for, because there's no way he got paid by the volume. So he got that shit up front for that awful book, and it bombed miserably. He does not bring it up again. I haven't heard. Has he, Dennis? When's the last time he's brought the book up?
Not this year. Not this year.
A year ago. It's over a year.
And
It's
like
so
I
funny
said,
when
all
he interviews somebody who writes a book. He loves to go back to when I did Private Parts. He never goes back
right,
to
this
when
skips
I
this.
did Howard Stern Comes Again or when I wrote my first book. Never references the books ever because we know the first one's fake. We know the
Yeah.
second one was written by Ratso Sloman, and
Yep.
we know the third one was just bullshit that he was calling in. So
But
he
do
wrote
you
nothing.
you guys obviously you remember how odd it was the way the book rolled out? How I think it was Monique that found an Amazon thing about a year and a half before it came out, and there were no announcements, and then one day he just blurts it out and then makes up this weird thing where it's going to be copy and pasted, and you're like, what is this about? You knew he wasn't working on anything.
So-
there was no way he was diligently working on anything during.
Monique, back me up on this. Basically, Simon and Schuster knew they had a turd, and they were just trying.
Absolutely.
Just
But it was an easy turd. It was
yeah.
an easy turd for them to release.
But they weren't going to spend any money promoting it, so they're like,
yeah, but don't forget, we're right in the midst at that point, right at that time period. So we were right in the midst of Donald Trump as president, right?
Mhm.
So there was a lot of political books coming out, and people were really, really tired of the
After his interviews, too.
political politicization of everything that was coming out. Everybody that was on TV, whether it was Fox or MSNBC or CNN, was a talking head who had a book out, and the book
Right.
would be standing right next to them, and it was all about politics. So that's all that they were pumping out. So when something like this comes along, which is basically light lifting, we're really talking transcripts.
Did you really think he was going to write an actual? We knew he wasn't doing anything that whole time.
No, he literally phoned that in and made a shit ton of money off of it. And he didn't have to do a lot of heavy lifting.
No, but you're
I
so
think
right,
that
but
Simon and Schuster wanted something that was not political, yet he
It was
did
political.
capitalize on the Trump name in order to have the interviews and sell the book.
No, he totally did, and I think they came to that with that angle because all these news outlets were looking for old Trump interviews to gotcha Trump from old Howard interviews, and they were constantly doing it. And I think they came to him and like, let's, we'll just kind of put, you got more out of him than anybody else did. And
No,
over
he
the
went
years,
to them. Vinny went to them. Vinny set
Come
this whole thing
on.
up. Vinny set the whole thing up.
Vinny
said,
brokered
I have
the
a great
book deal?
idea.
Yes.
I have
With
a great
the company,
idea.
book
I'm
company?
going to broker this.
I
have
know
a
Vinny's
friend.
involved in the book. I didn't know he brokered the deal.
He said, I have a friend. I think that we could do this. It'll be light lifting for you. All you have to do is do intros to all of these great interviews. Here's like 50 of them I think are probably like your best interviews. Go through them, pick 20 that you love, and let's just get this going. And it was
wait.
so easy for him.
And
so
let's just remember, he picked Conan O'Brien as his
number one interview.
So
number
bizarre.
one, Conan fucking O'Brien. Like seriously,
Which is kind of interesting because Conan is fucking brilliant and interviews brilliantly, and Howard just sucks at it compared to Conan. Really.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, the best interview with Conan is the one where Billy West busted his balls as the
Oh my
Jackie
God,
Puck.
totally.
Exactly.
That's really the best interview with Conan.
Yeah, you're exactly right. You're exactly
How do you
right.
transcript that? You can't bring up Billy West.
All right, Bonnie, let's go on.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. And I just got too hung up and I said, I'll forget it. Then I was going to have somebody else read the book. I don't know whatever happened to that. Nobody wanted to hear anybody reading my book. They wanted.
No, we want to hear the author reading the book.
I'm 67 and I'm fucking wasted.
Yeah. So exhausted.
I'm gonna make a drop out of that.
I mean, if you only eat 6 almonds a day, yeah, you're gonna be fucking tired. I mean, come on, Jesus.
This is great because Robin asks now, how does he listen to an audiobook? Which is so stupid, such a stupid question.
Well, it's a Robin question. Of course, it's stupid.
Listen to him. He's making trying to work out what to say to this stupid.
So
idiot.
how do you listen? Baba Booey does it in the car. What do you do?
You know what? I got into bed and I closed my eyes and I listened to it. I listened to it on my iPhone. I like it.
In bed.
Yeah, and then when I was painting, I put it on and listened
Oh,
to it.
you could listen to somebody reading while you're painting.
Yeah, I liked it.
Wow.
It's good.
It
Can you believe the conversation?
doesn't bother you, like when Mel gets to something
$4,000
funny,
a
if you
minute.
laugh and your brush
No,
goes off.
no, it doesn't matter. I can stop and laugh and then.
The Photoshop does itself. It's okay.
Yeah. Let's go, John. NDA talk. He's going to talk about suddenly.
It's very
he decides
strange.
to talk about an NDA. Does Gary have an NDA? what it's like he is on Monique's forum.
Vigorous.
It's like he's
Close to
on.
the sun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, that's exactly right. And this is the highlight probably of this day for sure. It's so weird.
Who do you think the first turd on the staff would be? The person that would try to cash in and would do a tell-all after you retire?
Interesting question.
Most of these guys don't have access to me.
Big caller.
But maybe there'd be some stories. But don't we have everyone sign an
Yes, you do.
NDA, non-disclosure agreement? If we don't, get that done today. Whoever's in charge here. Did you sign any kind of NDA so you can't, like when I drop dead, you can't write a book about me?
I probably. I don't know. I probably did, but I
don't think I've signed anything.
You got it. You listen.
What?
He's got it. So
I'm
not worried about you.
Anything either, though.
I'm not worried about you.
Worry about
Gary,
me?
I worry about.
What is there to say that you haven't already said?
I know.
Really?
If you let me ask you
Monique.
something.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I had a Greenbacks thinks that's Sal on the phone. Anybody get Sal's tones on that?
Well, right, I'll just play it back. Here we go.
Play it back. Let's hear.
On the staff would be the.
Here we go.
Who do you think the first turd on the staff would be? The person that would try to cash in?
No.
Good try.
It's not bad try. Yeah.
It has happened before. I don't blame you for being cynical.
It's
a
fake
very,
caller.
very weird stage phone call. But
it's a
not
stage
Sal.
phone call, but it's not Sal. No.
Yeah, you know what? I don't think that's a stage phone call. I think that's one of those calls
You're not
where
getting through with that.
he wants to make it crystal clear that that's not going to happen.
Yeah,
that's what he wants out of this. Crystal fucking clear that NDAs are abound, and everybody better just.
That's definitely the message. You're absolutely right about
that's the message.
Definitely. Yeah. That's definitely he's sending them, the stuttering John and the like.
Exactly.
This escalates. He goes on.
Okay, go. Let's hear.
It's really weird.
About me. I think I've been pretty open about stuff.
Yeah, I mean, all the good stuff is in your book.
Yeah.
I did get. I got this offer years ago. I don't know if I ever told
Gary's
you.
mysteriously
Guy
in
takes
there.
me out to lunch. Is a friend of mine, and he goes, "Hey, I was talking to somebody in a book company. This has got to be like in 1993 or something, 1992." He said, "You don't even have to write about Howard. Just write about like what goes on in the show and this and that and everything." And at the time, I was not making a lot of money, and I think he said, "I can get you $500,000, right?" And so I go, "Okay, $500,000, right?" So now I got to pay, forget about whether I could write it or not. I said, now I got to pay tax on that. I got to give somebody to an agent. I pay tax on when all's said and done, I'm left with $200,000 and I can never work in the business again. I can't work for you and no one's ever going to hire me.
Yeah, I mean, you could.
Sorry about that. I think you're spot on. I think you're spot fucking on. This is a message to Shuli and Brent and everybody right now with podcasts who are about to bend and they get fuck the end. And now Gary has this perfect mathematical talking point about what you really think someone offered him $500,000 in 1992?
No, absolutely not.
You know what? I could see them wanting the tell-all back when Howard was at his peak.
Yeah,
just like maybe they would have wanted Beth for Playboy when she was first with him, just because of the novelty of her wonky tits. But I don't think that necessarily.
That'd be like.
They mostly forget that they signed NDAs. When they, when you go to a new job and you get like a booklet like this big and it's like sign here, dot here, initial here. Blah, blah, blah. Nobody sends it to a lawyer. Nobody reads it through. Nobody gives a shit. But there it is on page 197, section A, strike 9. There's going to be a little, clause that says, under no circumstances are you able to discuss this show now and fucking forever. Like, seriously.
But this is absolutely a Thundercat call.
Tim Sabian's NDA runs out. I do believe it's next year. So I think there might be like a 10-year clause on the NDAs.
Yes, those are the right names. And even if you didn't have them, maybe say you're a KC. And he's saying, well, this is the most you're going to do if it all comes to fruition. So Gary's saying there's a cap to what you're doing, and you'll be blackballed from the industry. So it's literally a Thundercat signal to all and everybody. Just,
What's the reality of it? The reality of it is that most of them are over 50. They've definitely aged out of their fucking jobs. basically a gun is held to your head similar to what happened to Scott. So here's Scott, who probably did not sign an NDA because he was with the company way longer than when Howard realized NDAs needed to be happening. And when he was leaving, he had to sign that little clause that says, oh, and by the way, we're not going to pay you your severance unless you sign this that says you basically can't talk about your time with the Howard Stern show in perpetuity. That's just basically the way they do it.
Yep.
So if they didn't sign something at the beginning, they for sure sign something at the back end. For sure.
Sutter and John's come the closest to doing a, quote, tell-all. His book had the most in it. He really didn't dance around much. He might write a bigger one now.
He got out at the right time.
He got out at the right time.
He didn't sign anything. They weren't with Sirius yet. It was like a different dynamic, I think, at that time. So I think that there has to be something, there's something to be said, though, for signing an NDA. Listen, everybody knows that NDAs are really not that fucking enforceable. Everybody knows that.
Punch holes in it all day.
If you fuck the president and you feel like talking about his penis and you already signed something where you're getting $150,000, but you still talk about that penis, cat's out of the bag. And if you have nothing to lose, then there's nothing to gain by suing you. And there's nothing, you can't draw blood from a stone. If you have no fucking money, who gives a shit? Yeah.
Monique got her husband to represent Johnny Depp against Amber Heard. Midlife crisis.
Wow. Yeah.
Legalese midlife crises, too. Very timely.
Yeah, very timely. He's
Bon
really
Norris.
So,
okay, go on, Bonnie.
Okay, this continues. So we're
do a lot wrong and get away with it with me because I'm just a soft touch. But if you did that, I'd fire you.
Why would anybody ever hire me again?
Nobody wants to hire you. You're 60 fucking years old, Gary.
So you're right, Monique. That's to the ex-staff, and now it's to the new staff.
But he's 60.
It's a double threat.
Nobody's hiring Gary.
Oh, I know.
That's a good point, John. Yeah,
he doesn't believe that, though, Monique. He'll go to Kimmel's show, and he doesn't believe that. They're all delusional.
He's aged out. Gary is.
Oh, you're right. You're right. But all he knows is this show. How could you use the awful skills from this show and translate it to anything else in show business? Nothing translates. No one's lazier. No one has his homoerotic, self-indulgent proclivities. He doesn't have ratings. Nothing translates from this show.
I mean, Gary got replaced by a person that could delete email. I mean, literally, that's how incompetent he is.
Yes, Richard. Everybody on this show has an NDA.
Yep.
They know they can't talk about me.
Yes.
We can't talk about when we have lunch together or what my apartment looks like or anything that goes on in my life.
Howard's granddaughter.
Exactly.
I have no ill will towards anyone.
That's a lie.
Except Ron Jeremy.
That's an utter lie.
Yeah, that's an absolute lie. Okay, what do you got, Bonnie?
Okay, so it continues.
Right, yeah. But you know what? There was a couple of years when, back in the 90s, I guess, there was a bunch of books that came out about me. And when I read them, I was like, none of my friends ever spoke to these books. So it was only people who either didn't know me or were making up weird shit about me. I was like, wow. I was so effective at telling all my friends, don't cooperate ever with the book. My friends are so loyal to me that none of them did. So it was just a bunch of shitheads. And I would say 95% of whatever they wrote wasn't even true. It was weird. It was like guys I had just peripheral kind of relationships with.
Those are the best stories. Those are the real stories.
I never even heard their names before.
Those are usually the true ones.
Weren't you talking recently about a guy who I think just died, and he said he knew you, and you didn't remember him?
This is crazy.
What show? What is he talking about?
A DJ in Detroit just died. This guy is a disc jockey in Detroit. I guess a well-known DJ. His name is John O'Leary. Former WWWW. That's the station I worked at.
Hey,
he claimed that he worked with me, and someone dug up an interview with him before he died. I have no idea who this guy is. This clip is from a podcast called Radio Days. And here's what he said.
I worked with Howard. I remember Howard being as tall as I am. I'm 6'6", and Howard's same height, I believe, and that's unusual because I don't meet a lot of people my height. It's just a little taller than most people. And Howard was just a jock.
Yeah, you didn't see that was going to be Howard Stern.
No, and the only reason that did become Howard Stern was because he was in the right place at the right time, made the right moves, and got big. That's what it's all about. It's not that necessarily he was this incredibly talented person. Not that I'm saying he isn't. But it's all about where you're at when something happens. You know what I mean? I'm not degrading him at
and
all,
how
but
you're
at the
able
time,
to steal from
Steve
other
Dahl.
people that
Steve
will
Dahl.
never.
The Chicago signal comes into Detroit, so you can steal
Exactly.
from Steve Dahl. That's the right
Exactly.
time. That's the right
That's the
place.
right time.
You are.
he was just a morning guy on W4.
First of all, I was the morning guy in W4, and I wasn't just a jock. I was given the freedom to do stuff.
Yeah.
Like what?
I don't want to
Play
disparage
America?
the guy, but the right place at the right time. I went to the shittiest radio station in Washington, D.C. with absolutely 0 listeners. It was probably the worst place at the worst time, but because of sheer will and talent.
No, because they paid you the most.
Right.
This bit's key. This is key.
You make a name for yourself. There is no such thing as right place at the right time. Any place is the right place if you bust your balls and you impress your boss or you get ratings in my business.
What?
I mean, give me a fucking
It just
break.
doesn't sound like he knows you. It was such a generic.
I wonder if
fuck
I
up,
even met
Robin.
this
What the
guy.
fuck do you know?
Christ.
It's really weird. There's a lot of people in my life, and that's what my point is about these books that come out or people tell stories about me. Most of them untrue. Bill O'Reilly would go around telling people he was my friend in college. He's got a whole story about how he was a master's student and I was an undergrad. And I don't know what he's talking. He's making up a story.
He was in
And
master's.
a
You were
lot
in
of-
13th grade, Howard.
Yeah. Do you think that this is preemptive? That there's something going to be
Could
coming
be.
out soon? It
Oh,
sounds
interesting.
preemptive. He does.
Absolutely.
He does
He doesn't
shit
do
like
anything.
this when it's preemptive.
Yep.
I like it. Yeah.
And how do you
Um,
know that Paul Colford book was true? Because he didn't sue him. And
Yeah,
yeah.
Colford was a guy who dotted
Gunk.
his I's and checked his sources. He was the Steve Langford of
Yeah.
publishing back then.
The
That's
book
how
is
you
still
know
f-
he didn't get sued, and it's
The
still out.
book, the book is still for sale. So yeah, definitely. 100%
Yeah, let's just throw out there for people who forget exactly where Howard went, where our little mama's boy baby went after he graduated from college. So he went to a progressive rock station called WRNW, which was in Briarcliff Manor, New York, which was, not too far from home. After that, he was a morning guy at WCCC in Hartford, Connecticut, which was also not too far from home. Then he went to a station called WWWW in Detroit, Michigan.
For
Then he
9 months.
declined an
Yeah,
offer
not even a
in
year.
Chicago, probably because he didn't want to go against Steve Dahl. And he
find out he stole
declined an
from him.
offer in Toronto, Canada. Then after that, he went to WWDC in Washington. And then after that, he went to NBC in New York. And then after that, he was at K-Rock. So he literally never left the East Coast.
Nope.
At all. I mean, he never worked more than like 500 or 600 miles from home ever. And I love the way he always talks about he worked all over the place.
Yep.
He literally worked
Yep.
for a year
All
in
over the-
Briarcliff Manor, a year at WCCC, a year at WWW.
No, it wasn't even a year. It was 9 months. It wasn't even a year. Don't even give it a year.
Yes,
2 years. 2 years in DC.
Okay.
2 years at WNBC, and then the rest is at K Rock for what?
And
what is
then
it,
right,
15
and
years?
then Sirius.
20 years.
So that's it. So all these
20
people who
years.
have worked with him, and who he likes to say he's done so much and worked so much and done so many things. He literally has had like 1, 2, 3, 4 stations before NBC, and those were all within 7, 8, 4 years. And then NBC, and then K-Rock, and then Sirius, and that's it. So yeah. So, he's a big fucking talker, but,
And remember, he was making huge money by the time he was in DC. He was making 120
Oh,
grand.
yeah, Dennis. He's been in six figures by the time he's in his mid-20s.
Yeah,
there's no struggling. He's had a dry. He took the last time he took the subway was what 24 years old or something like that.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, they were never taking the subway to WNBC. Bullshit. I mean, that story is so full of holes. It's not funny. I mean, he has not been in a subway since fucking like Ed Koch was fucking getting there when he was in fucking Subway last.
Yeah, they probably all took it just for like shits and giggles to go somewhere for some reason or another. Not that they were all like living like in some dormitory on the Upper West Side.
I took the subway for a goof.
They
was
all
ironic.
went to work together. I'm sure he already had a driver by the time he was at K-Rock. For sure.
No, by WNBC because Don Imus had a driver and he wanted a driver, so he ended up having.
That's exactly right.
He had a car at WNBC.
Wow.
You can't have anything that he wants it to. He has to have it to. Doesn't matter what it is. He wants it. He's jealous of everyone's marbles, even though he has more. Your driver, whatever.
Yeah, Andrew Morgan, FCC was the best thing to happen to Stern.
Oh, absolutely.
Said in my Adam Carolla voice. But you know what? He made that happen. He did things so that the FCC would come after him. I think there was a budget specifically made for FCC fines because
he didn't pay anything.
At the time, no publicity was bad publicity. You didn't get canceled for doing stupid shit on the radio. It made him even more listenable.
Absolutely.
People wanted to hear him. So it was all for the benefit of the station. They made more in advertising from like newspapers saying that, he was fined again than they could have ever bought.
Or Captain Jenks calling CNN during a tragedy.
Remember, he never paid a penny of his own money to the FCC.
Not one penny.
There's always the station that ended up either
they budgeted for FCC.
Yeah, exactly.
They budgeted for it,
and they probably negotiated down the fine because you usually can. I mean, it's utter nonsense that saying they were attacking him. They were not.
But that publicity, even if they were attacking
priceless.
them, even if it was 12 moms in fucking Michigan writing letters, it was enough to make the papers. And then it's like, oh my God, who is this Howard Stern? Let me listen to it so that I too can be offended by it. They always used to say that classic thing about how, half the people listen because they want to hear what he has to say next. And the other half listen because they hate him and they want to hear what he has to say next. So there was a lot of hate listening and a lot of us, who were beholden to him. And we listened to every fucking word he said.
Andrew called him Steve Dahl's joke mule.
Yeah, I saw that.
Nice. But the FCC thing, I mean, let's face it. From late 2004 to the time he left K-Rock, that was the greatest thing. It was an infomercial. The FCC was the greatest thing. All he did was say, I'm moving the series and moving. So I would say, 70% of his subscribers were because of playing that sort of First Amendment speech martyr in the last days of K-Rock. Playing, I can't say anything, I can't do anything. And like, what can't you say? What are you not saying? And the stuff he would say
besides
was
saying
trashiest,
fuck,
what
is it that you can't say?
And as we've talked to Casey Armstrong, he tells us, Howard, when the mics are off, he has no vocabulary. He has no command of the language. It's fuck this, fuck that, fuck this, fuck that. He's like a fucking Neanderthal. The 79 IQ comes through when he's
absolutely. Super Trooper says, "Are you kidding? K-Rock loved the attention from the FCC controversy. They happily paid the fines and looked like the good guys for democracy."
Yep.
Absolutely,
absolutely. It was well
all right,
played.
Bonnie,
well played.
Let's move on. I don't even think we're off of Monday yet, are we?
No, we're not. We haven't got to Billie Eilish yet, have we?
We are right now, and there's just a couple of short ones. So this girl just turned 20 a few days ago, and he's got to ask this girl who's worth about $25 million if she's still living at home.
What's going on now? Let me catch up with you guys because it's been a while. Now both of you have your own places now, right? You're not living in the house with your parents.
She's there with her brother, who's very important.
Phineas.
He helps her write all the music.
Phineas
very
Fogg.
Talented guy. Yeah, the interview should have been with him because he's he writes most of her music and a lot of her lyrics.
She is
anymore, right? You've got your own spread.
We have.
So that's a yes, and then he's got to ask Phineas the same
we
question.
have.
And Phineas is 24 years old.
And Phineas, you're out of the house now, right? You're not living at home.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, I'm out. I'm out
What
as
is his
well.
obsession with
Do
that?
you guys ever worry?
Yeah, and he asked Wolfie Van Halen if he was out of the house, and Wolfie's like 26 or 27. Like,
But
Wolfie
even
Van
so,
Happy
Bonnie, The Van Halen mansion. Who cares if he's at the house? It's 75 rooms. Who cares if he's? What is that? What is that? Is he supposed to be some? He's ambitious because his parents paid for his rent when he was 23. What is that?
He goes for this really bad take on this. He asks them, now that he's realised that they don't live at home, he's got to go this route, which sucks as well.
Do you guys ever worry that, like, you know what? The songwriting process was so beautiful when we lived in that house together that in a way we have to stay together. We should almost just go home every time we write or every time we have to perform and try to capture that again, or is there no going back?
There's wait for the answer from her, which I love her for the answer.
Really no, I don't think there's going back to that house.
There you go. Okay, so we're almost at the end of the day.
Jesus Christ.
Now,
that is
when
the
Howard,
stupidest
it's
question
awful,
I've ever
isn't
heard
it?
asked.
It's just awful. And he tries to be smart at this point because when he did the Elton John interview not long ago, Elton told him he does not have a piano in the house. And so Howard tries to say, hey, I've got some info about, I know Elton because these two went to Elton's house and hung out with him. This is how Billy's like hobnobbing with the greats, and it's all backfires for Howard.
See that Gina Bobina checking
Elton.
in. Gina, we spent 20 minutes talking about you earlier in the show. You got to go back.
Maybe like 6,
20
but
minutes.
still, we missed
No.
you. All right, go, Bob.
Were you shocked? Elton does not have a piano or any instrument in his home at all. Did you realize that? He does not have a
He
piano.
had a piano. I'm sorry to ruin this, but he had a piano in the room.
He told me he does not have. You see, he told me point blank he does not have a piano in the house.
Maybe
Why
he
would
realized
tell me
that's super dumb.
Now, last clip.
Wow.
Phineas, he's gonna say to this young man Phineas that he's going to have sexual intercourse with Beth.
I don't want to die, Billy.
I don't
Billy,
care if he's You don't legal.
I don't
wanna
want to die. I don't want to leave my wife. I love her so much.
Yeah, that is
And my
the
kids.
problem.
Are you way older than your wife?
What do you call way older?
Yeah.
Well, like what's
How great is that? He's freaking out.
he was way older.
10 years? 15 years?
Like something like that. Yeah. Phineas, don't you date my wife when I drop dead. I'll be real. I'll come back and haunt you, and I'll go underneath Billy's bed and come back and haunt both of you.
Oh my fucking god.
I'm not bullshitting
this
you.
crazy
Everybody
thing that-
behave. You was way.
There we go.
Yeah,
Green
most
Point
20.
representing how he thinks it's 1860 and you live in a cabin with your family till they die of old age.
You know.
You know what it is? Let me tell you something. In his classic family of, oh my God, get the kids out of the fucking house so that we can enjoy our lives, they absolutely did not want him coming back home. Absolutely. That's why he lived in that fucking monastery. Anything not to have him come back home. It's
Well,
like
he can't
whatever you
handle
do-
kids at all, Monique. I mean, you remember we did this? Jesus,
So-
this had to be like 2000. We started the show in 2015. We did a thing with one of the times Kimmel came in. That Kimmel blurted out that Howard and Beth have a rule that they're not allowed to have kids at Castle Gayskull.
What do you
Like
mean?
not a joke. Not a. They will. They do. They have
Jimmy
a firm
Kimmel's
rule.
kids are invited there. What do you mean?
That was the first time they'd ever had kids. That was
Yeah,
why.
it's Kimmel's kids. They're allowed in. That's about it. I don't
Nope.
think Baldwin brings over his fucking brood. There's no way they bring over
Who
that
the fuck
fucking...
wants them? Jesus Christ.
But
Fucking Brady
you know,
Bunch of...
Bond, did you pull the clip where he was talking to Billy about dating? This was fucking... This about fucking...
Oh, yeah, wasn't there something really like
He went-
disgusting and
he went-
lascivious about
he
it?
was
Tell
talking-
it. Tell it
he-
though.
All right, so he asked Billy. He asked Billy about dating, and you're worried about guys that they're just after you for your money. And he goes to her brother and goes, you should probably check all the guys she's going out with. Like, what is this? Like 1865?
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
He's
like
24.
the man has to.
Why is he checking out like...
Yeah, I know. It's like you have to have the man of the house check out the girl to make sure she's going out with the right guy. I mean,
She's
I
4
was
years
kind
younger
of
than
dating
us.
a cop at the time.
I know. that's
She's
true.
4 years. She's 4 years younger than Ashley is.
yeah, I know.
Ashley's 28.
And, I mean, he talked a lot of
He's 4
sex.
years
He talked-
younger than Ashley.
That's what I meant. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah,
But he literally sat there and talked sex with Billie Eilish, and it was as fucking uncomfortable.
Cringeworthy.
Oh, it was incredibly uncomfortable. He's old
Whoa,
enough to be-
She
old enough
wanted
to be
to
his
talk
grandfather.
about it, though. She was.
I
talking
know, but she's
about
an attention whore. I mean,
she
but
was
this
doing a social justice warrior trip.
I know,
on
but
sexual
still.
assault and everything. So she was in it as
But
well.
still,
And it was all terrible. Like I was listening to her going, "All right, sweetheart, just stick with the music at the moment. Wait for that later.
It was
Don't
so
worry about that for now. You don't need."
It was so cringeworthy having this grandpa fucking talk to her about it, though. I mean,
Disgusting.
it really.
Oh yeah.
It was like, oh my god.
He really
Like-
shouldn't be allowed to interview anybody under like 25 or 30.
Oh no, under 40.
I'd say under
it's really
30 or
creepy.
35. Yeah,
I
under
don't
that.
think he has an understanding of society.
And they don't know who he is.
79 IQ.
Monique, and they don't know who they have no reference point for him.
The only reason any of them know who he is because they go to their mom and say, you know, I just got asked to be on the Howard Stern show.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
their mother or their father is like, oh my God, you have to do that. He's like the
Yep.
best interviewer, you know?
Uh-oh.
What? She froze?
But you know, the
She got Ronnie's connection.
I like what. While she's frozen, I'm gonna
Who's
write Sunflower Dragon writes. His friends are not friends, and they are not loyal. Gather info, review your NDA, and wait. Some good books will come out, Vince. I agree. They all should.
Wait, what
they
are we
all
talking
should
about?
collab. Nah, when you were paused, I was reading this. I like this Sunflower Dragon post about Howard's NDA. How they should all get their info together and write a book. They're all waiting in the
never happen.
weeds.
It'll never happen. You know what? Because while Howard is still in full capacity, in charge of his, faculties, nobody would dare touch it. And they're so loyal to him. These guys. I mean, they are the ultimate whack packers. They are so loyal to him. There is
Because
no
they
way.
have no other options. They have no other options in this world.
Right.
There's no other
They are
options for
trapped.
these people.
All right, Bon Jovial, are we actually on to Tuesday yet?
Oh yeah, and
Oh
we
my
kick
God!
off,
A second day.
and we're not going. We're going straight to Affleck because there was nothing on Tuesday that was ever worth talking about, and he kicks off Affleck by playing Bat Dance and then asking Affleck, because of course Affleck is Batman, what he thinks of Bat Dance.
Holy shit!
Are you ready?
God, PTSD
I don't know that we can play Bat Dance because
Prince
Prince.
is a pain
we're
in
not
the
playing
ass.
Bat Dance.
Prince is suing you from the grave, the purple grave.
Exactly.
We're not playing Bat Dance. Don't
Wasn't
The
worry.
Prince
worst
the
song
biggest pain in
ever.
the ass when YouTube first got
Yes.
going? He was the first artist to go
There
nuts
were no
banning his
Prince
music.
songs,
From,
and that's why when Stern had the Prince
Cover.
song
Yes.
Purple Rain.
from his birthday party, it was
It ended up having over 1 million views on YouTube. I'll finish the sentence for her. As she sits there with that, I love the look. I like when people get frozen. They always have the best looks.
oh, Prince, go fuck yourself, you overrated Minnesota midget.
Well,
God
you
damn
know,
it.
He died in an elevator alone.
She's back.
I don't know what happens to me. Bon, let's move on so that I don't get lost again.
Here we go.
Don't you think this was one of the best soundtracks, Ben? I'm talking about the original Bat Dance and the whole Batman album that Prince put together. I'm being serious.
How cute up it is.
So I love Prince, but I have to say Bat Dance was not my favorite. I'm just
He gets just cut right off.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, well.
So now this is what Dennis alerted me to this in the mockery thread, because Dennis is always 3 minutes ahead.
Yeah.
Well,
and you're gonna do an Australian one, yeah?
I was about to.
3 minutes. You were, yeah, I knew it. So, yeah. Go on, do it. You were about to.
It's okay. I mean, it just takes some time to get over there tomorrow. It doesn't.
So what, it might take 4 or 5 minutes instead of 3. Is that right? Yeah, Denny?
Socioeconomically deprived community buzzer.
Christ.
So this is.
Did I read
Was
that
that
as
Christina
Feeney?
Brown who said that?
Yes.
Did you have me read that as Mr. Feeney?
Yeah. I think
Yeah, that's
you
the
did.
same line, right?
Yeah, I played you doing it
That's
earlier.
right.
Jesus.
Hey,
Rupert
black guy.
Pumpkin.
Rupert Pumpkin writes, Stuttering John's internet provider from Monique.
Nice.
I don't know what's going on. I actually have really, really good internet right now, so it's kind of weird for me. I'm going to check it right now. All right, go, Bon. Play some stuff.
So Ben's got some noise issues, and this is just this is so great.
there was a few other ones, and then they stopped doing kind of like getting big artists to do that. That whole trend faded from like where you do a movie and then you get a big, hey, can you shut that door? A big.
What is that? What? Where are you, and what is going on?
There's like guys. There's like guys working on the house next door at 6 in the morning. I never had anybody do any.
For that, they're really tearing things up.
Just unplug that, yeah, and turn it off.
Isn't that incredible?
I love behind the celebrity fourth wall. I love hearing construction workers at celebrities' house. It's like I'm right there with them.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
I like, so are we supposed to believe it's 6 o'clock in the morning and there's construction workers in a fucking high-end neighborhood?
That was Will Hunting himself, Dennis, working on Ben's house.
Right, that had to be like 5:30 in the morning.
Yep.
Yeah, there's no way that's actually live. I mean, that really just dawned on me. There's no way that's live.
Yeah. Can you play that clip again, Bon?
Good catch.
Not there, definitely not. Was that Beth's vibrator?
Then you get a big, hey, can you shut that door? A big.
What is that? What? Where are you, and what is going on?
There's like guys. There's like guys working on the house next door at 6 in the morning. I never had anybody do any.
For that, they're really tearing things up.
Just unplug that, yeah, and turn it off.
Incredible.
Wait, that's really curious. There's guys next door working. Just unplug that. Like what?
You're not having them working at 6 in the morning when you can call this. There's no way.
That's
gotta be
illegal
pretty
in Australia to do that.
Unless he was actually in New York or something and not calling from California.
Oh, in the video, which we're going to show in a bit of him, because Dennis has a theory that he was high as a kite.
He was.
In the video, it looks like it is morning or something. There's light shining
We talked
in.
about it last week. I kind of felt like he was just, if it's 5 or 5:30 in the morning, he's probably had like 17 cups of coffee already.
Trying to bring the energy. If you hear the interview I had from 03, he's sped up in that too. It's the same exact cadence.
He's that guy.
You might think, yeah. He knows the vibe. He's trying to bring it. He's trying to bring the energy. You've seen him on Bill Maher, right, Monique? Yes. He's very hopped up on there. It's what he does, So that's his vibe.
And it's
so. I want to believe you, Dennis. I do. I want to believe everybody's on drugs.
The way he rambled. I mean, I know narcissists can narcissist, but this was some fucking prime rambling.
He was blathering, yeah.
Blathering like an idiot. I mean, this was really bad. I mean,
all right, let's see, Bonnie.
It's like 4 o'clock in the morning with talking to that whore at the bar who's had like 3 bumps in the bathroom. I mean, seriously, that's how he was going.
Bonnie Bon, we got to move on. Come on.
Okay, well, he goes into just the disorganization. He explains his issues right now. It's great. I love this behind stuff. He shouldn't be talking about it, but he does.
I spent like 10 minutes with your, or 20 minutes with your audio guys who we did a lot of work. You guys sent me a very fancy microphone, and we went through a long process and then ended up using my cheap Walmart microphone in the end. So you have to forgive any bad sound quality. Just unplug it to the back there, unplug it, pull up the power cord.
So
wait a second.
That just gave us some info.
The Stern Show sent him a really expensive mic to set himself up.
I've looked into this.
Ben Affleck hasn't done any Zoom calls from home in the last 2 years.
Wait, this guy should own a really nice microphone anyway. For who he is, and if he wanted to record voiceovers for stuff, he should have one.
If you saw in the background, it looked like he was in some shithole. There were like wires everywhere.
That's his study. There's a guitar amp behind him, which we're going to see that shortly. But it shows that they've finally, I guess, they've organized something because they send out a mic. And I looked at the people that have been on recently, and they send out a good mic. It's a Shure SM7B, which is what Robin uses and what Artie used to use. It's the black mic with the, it's like the industry standard. So that's like, I know you should. That's worth about $400 American dollars.
Wow.
Or
That's why I don't have that. Is that an XLR?
Yeah. Oh, they also make a USB, but I'm sure they put in return postage for that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's Howard.
Exactly. Here, you can use it for this.
Well, that's the Stern Show. That's part of the Getting Things Done, the Pelican Brief seminar. They're trying to dazzle him with their equipment and stuff. And he realized that with a staff of they do 85 shows and they can't get their sound right for this is a guest. This is a rare guest. He was on back in December of 2003. So this is a new guest. This isn't a rinse and repeat Jonah Hill fucking Seth Rogen thing. And they're trying to dazzle him with the equipment, and it's not work. It's just nothing they do is.
Oh, and they're begging him at the end to come. Will you come back? Like, wow, have some. Howard has no shame now. It's just, will you come back? We need you. And I mean, he's a good guest to get. He is
for this show. That's a unique guest.
So he kicks off. He's got to go. He's always got to go right back to something. And in this case, it's Good Will Hunting. So this is just tedious. It's so tedious.
This relationship with Matt Damon. I mean, it is a true.
It's
love story.
It's
very revealing when you say we were little. You met when you were 8 years old. I don't think people realize it. You were 8. He was 10. First of all, it's unusual that a 10-year-old will be friends with an 8-year-old. You know what I mean?
We're not talking 18 and like 7.
He's so out of touch. He must not even remember his childhood. Like,
oh my God!
At 2 years is a big difference.
It was huge.
Huge. And so, the fact that the two of you were friends, the fact that the two of you knew early on that you wanted to be actors, and the fact that you'd go on auditions together and truly be happy for one another if one of you got the job. Not that you didn't want it over him, but it is very rare.
So there's always that jealousy factor with Howard.
Oh, absolutely.
It's Matt Damon, for fuck's sake. It's not like we're talking about, like, who's the one who got kicked off of American Idol? Brian Dunkelman is
yeah.
It's Matt Damon. It's not like it's some lesser
but he's the love
person.
of his life. He's the love of his. Of course.
There's no super story here either. It's a typical kid who lives next door. You hang out with kids in your neighborhood, so they're 2 and 3 years old. There's no story here. There's nothing fascinating at all. There's nothing profound.
And even the story that they made into a big story about.
We're getting to that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Go to it, and then we'll talk about it.
He continues with Matt, which is so weird, and this is what irritates me so much. He's trying to. When Ben and Matt were they had written Good Will Hunting, and they didn't write that movie. That was script doctored as well. They won an Academy Award for it.
It was a Miramax.
There was a lot of
right. There's a bunch of people at Miramax.
Yeah, they had
doctoring up their fake childhood.
Is that really fact though? Because it's
based on Ben Affleck.
Oh, yeah.
Matt Damon played Ben Affleck. It's almost like
one of the first things I ever bought Xavier for Christmas, because that's his favorite movie, was an original script from Good Will Hunting.
It's a great movie. Robin Williams is brilliant in that.
There wasn't really. I mean, it was the original script, so it wasn't really a lot of doctoring between what they had done and.
Well, no, they did. There's a story, and then there's screenplay, and there's different things. It's phases of it. And when they originally wrote it, they wrote in a thriller aspect to the movie. And then the script doctors came in and said, "You've got to remove that because you're going to get Robin Williams in. You don't need anything like that. We're doing a drama," and they changed the whole story back to being. So there was these phases. So the script is probably that what you bought is probably the finished product. But anyway, he goes to this, and this is so they're writing that story, and they're going to acting classes, and this is what Howard. This is just listen to this.
I read somewhere you guys were in some sort of acting class and you'd act out scenes from what you thought might be Good Will Hunting in front of your acting class, and all the students would say, "This is shit. You guys are out of your mind. This is it's terrible."
Like, what is? Because we weren't even doing. We were getting up there improvising, and they didn't know the story. Usually in acting class, we're like, "Okay, we're gonna do a scene from this Mammoth play, and everybody knows it." And we're doing a thing from a thing we're writing. And I was like, "Oh, you're writing," And then it was just like some guy who's smart and is like wise ass friend, and it just seemed like you guys are just bullshitting up there. What are you doing?
So Fleck fixes that little Howard idiocy up, because of course kids in a class, you're just standing there on the floor, two guys acting scenes from a movie that's never been made. And they weren't good actors. Matt and Ben weren't that very good in that movie.
No, they're
Ben was
stiff.
terrible
They're
in that movie.
They hadn't done much before that. I think he was in like School Ties with Brendan Fraser. I think they both were. But they hadn't done much.
Chasing Amy was before
Yes.
that, or was it after that? I think it was after that, actually, Chasing Amy.
And then
But
Matt wound up excelling because he's a better actor. Pure and
You just
simple.
see, Monique, you wrote, I gotta say, Brian Boswick wrote, I heard Jackie punched up that script.
Yeah,
Nice.
All right, Bonnie, go on.
Now we're getting through to the. So he's got to go to. Ben has had a terrible life with his dad. So Howard just goes into this, and this is just. I mean, but this is what Howard. This is probably the greatest reaction Howard has ever gotten to fucking with someone about their father problems.
Father hunger.
Yeah, I mean, Howard was probably wetting himself.
This movie is almost a parallel. This little boy goes to talk to his uncle at a bar. You used to meet your father at a bar, which is just fucking crazy, and he probably was hammered. The father hunger you experienced as a boy. I can't even imagine the bitterness and what you missed out on in life.
Literally a
in
parody
a way,
of himself.
It is the most devastating thing for a young boy to know his father's out there somewhere and not be around. When you get the script,
it's kind of like you and
what the fuck?
Deborah.
This is so my life.
Yeah.
It's a little bit eerie.
Wow.
Yeah, you and Emily go through that, Howard, right? They kind of know you're out there, but
wait,
not
was
around.
Ben-
Wait, what did Ben say? I want to hear what Ben said.
Wait, Ben went, yeah? That was his answer, I think.
Oh, I cut it there. Yeah, you're right, Dennis.
Yeah, that's
he just
it.
went, yeah, he elaborated, but
Not
he
really.
He didn't really want to go down this, and Howard drags him. I've never seen Howard drags. Howard got that scent of blood, in the water, and he would not stop, and it gets so bad. Listen,
He
to
can't
this.
deviate from that script, Bon. He cannot deviate from that
I'm
Psych 101
so
bullshit.
worried about him as like Howard. I think he's got a serious mental problem with father.
Stupid.
He's
what it is.
Pretty much, yeah.
He hasn't lived life. He hasn't lived life. He has no point of reference. He has nothing. He has nothing. He projects his own bullshit
He
on
is
him.
the veal. Cuckoo,
Yep.
cuckoo.
I'm
That's
scared.
it.
No,
End
I'm
of
like
story.
scared.
By the way, I
I
just
feel
want to shout out to Hooper45. Great reference. Ben was in Dazed and Confused. You remember Dazed and Confused? He played the bully with the paddle. I think he was supposed to be like a 21-year-old high school student or something that got left back a million times.
That's right. That's
Great
right. Dazed
reference.
and
Great
Confused.
movie too.
Thank you for that. All right, go Bon.
New movie is about you as a mentor.
Oh, this movie.
What is this movie? I don't even know what movie we're talking about.
This all going to be explained, but the role, Ben, the character is just.
All right, Mallrats.
Like it's
Radio
so
Gaga.
funny. Howard, Ben, just listen, you'll get it.
To a little boy who doesn't have his father in his life. I love that the disc jockey is the bad guy. Little boy, it's great.
So the father in this movie is a disc jockey, and
they love
listen
that,
to
Hank.
Ben. Ben knows that Howard's offended.
Not
I
funny.
loved it.
Everybody fucking takes shit personally. It's like I never would have thought of that. And you watch the whole thing like this. Rex made the disc jockey the bag.
I've worked in so many radio markets coming up. I knew tons of guys
Coming
like
up.
that.
Tons of guys, so many markets.
Addicted
You're already
to
up.
cough syrup on the air. I used to work with guys, they'd be slugging cough syrup while they're doing
Cough
shows.
syrup?
I mean, these are characters. DJs are like people who are homeless.
syrup?
Like they just kind of roam the country looking for their next radio gig. He's unfortunate in that his father is a radio guy. He's a disc jockey who's a complete fucking asshole. I mean, the guy has nothing to do with his son. He's in and out of his life, barely. And then comes Ben Affleck, who says, I'm your uncle, I'm going to show you the way. And we all kind of wish we had an uncle like this or a mentor or someone in our life. But in your own life, your own demons, if you will, your father, this is not unlike what happened to you in real life. Your mother, a brilliant woman, marries a guy, and he
Questionable
ends,
taste.
Harvard grad.
she
His mother, I
picks a
think.
guy who, in a way,
Correct.
is riddled with problems. Alcoholism, and your father was pretty much absent.
So,
What?
this is
I
where
don't
he-
care about any of this. Please help me with why.
I understand that. I can
mean,
understand.
The father hunger angle is so bad.
But
I mean,
This
Jesus
is okay. I'm
Christ.
just gonna shorten it. I'm just gonna play this. This is where Howard's dream comes true.
I thought Howard was
going
going to tell him he got offered the DJ role before this.
Right.
Yeah, I know. You're waiting for that to happen.
I really was. I was waiting for him to say that. You know what? I got offered that. I turned it down. My agent told me that. I'm going to do it again. I was going to play a radio guy. What can I play? Scarecrow.
So this is where he finally gets a Fleck to, and he almost sounds like a Fleck's about to cry. So there's a big pause. This is worth hearing because Howard gets what he wants. So it's not too long. It's like a minute. Here we go.
Well, because kids blame themselves. Why are you not in my life? Where are you? Or was that just too difficult a thing for you to do?
Wow.
Where are you, Fred? Come on, Fred. Sound effects. There you go.
Where's the chicken, Fred?
This is all pause.
I could fit a Karl Malone Mack truck between that
Yes,
pause.
that's hard for children to do. You don't really understand. It's very difficult to understand. As a child, you're kind of programmed to your parents are right. They have to be right. They have to connect them to survive, right? So if they don't love you because they're not there, or they're mean to you because they're drunk and cranky, and listen, my father, when I look at his life,
he's crying.
2 years before he got married, his mother killed herself. Then his next year, his brother killed himself. His father beat him up his whole.
So he almost does sound like he was going to cry. So that's it.
Yeah.
But
All
this
right,
just
Ben had a little bit of a fucked up childhood there.
Yeah, that's the close. But all of that.
See, that's
pause,
a real fucked up childhood, you douchebag.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh hell yeah! Oh, and Ben was great about it. He was saying stuff that Howard should listen to. Like he's over it,
No.
Oh, because
And
that's when
Howard
therapy
can't.
helps.
So
Howard wouldn't let him stop. Wouldn't let it go. Like
course
Ben
not.
was like,
Yeah.
I'm over that. I don't think about that anymore. I've got kids. I'm happy and all this shit.
Ben
And
was the
Howard-
buffalo in this scenario. This is
So you know what's the funniest thing? It was over 2 hours of ramblings from Ben Affleck, and there was no discussion of J-Lo. Not one fucking.
Well,
we
sentence.
got it. We got
John's
it.
got- This and Howard.
Yeah, Dennis. Yes, he is told.
Was that
he's
part of the,
he's agreeing to their agreements when
Yeah.
these interviews. He's given, the gag orders on certain topics, and he's agreeing to them. That's how he's getting these now. There's no way he wouldn't bring her up. How do you not?
Absolutely. And he hates her.
Absolutely. Oh, he's jealous of her because he
There's a
wants to be that
weird
pretty
history
girl.
those two have. We'll go into it in the clips I sent, Bon.
We'll get it. We're about to do it. And with this personal crap that Howard's doing, we didn't do a week's in review of it, but when Kate Beckinsale was on, this is one of the most offensive things I've ever heard Howard ask someone. And I've
Jealous
got
of
it
her
here.
child?
It's very short, yeah. And check this out.
Wait, are we on another day now? Have we moved on?
I'm just doing a
time.
flashback just to hear
flashbacking to
the
another
Howard prying. It's very short clip. It's probably 30 seconds, but
go for it.
Listen to him being so intrusive.
When you're an actress and now your dreams are coming true in terms of your career because you get Pearl Harbor, that hits. Now you're on. You're
That was
filming
20 years ago.
Serendipity.
He was in
Don't
Pearl.
you
Ben was in Pearl Harbor too.
Wait,
Now
I didn't
you're
hear
on-
it. I'm
you're
sorry.
filming-
Go back.
No,
that hits. Now you're filming Serendipity. Don't you also sort of harbor some resentment, even though it's not logical, but you resent your baby for being in the way of your career?
I really didn't because I really didn't feel like she was.
Isn't that just unbelievable?
Projection. That
That-
fucking
when I
projection.
Can we
heard
just
that,
say that Pearl Harbor came out 20 years ago?
Yes.
that's his. He talked to her for about that 15 minutes, maybe.
It was more than
he
that.
must.
It
He
was-
must masturbate watching that movie.
It was over because of Affleck's in it. It was over 20 fucking minutes. I mean, seriously, he ran on and on and on about Pearl Harbor, which is 2 decades ago now.
And it was a very
Horrible movie.
underachieving movie.
Horrible.
It was
Horrible.
really underachieved. It's really not one they want to be brought up at all.
No,
It's a
it was
terrible.
terrible.
Yeah, who the hell?
And
B.D.
he-
Mackritz. What's the point of these interviews with all the softball publicists? Approved. Good point,
That's
black
the
guy.
new Howard. Howard 2.1.
He has Leslie Dart, who was the publicist he hired for that awful book, who was Woody Allen's publicist, and they have planted to get these to the news feeds, and they were going to have all these stories for it, and that was their big plan. And you saw, Yahoo's picking up, and they're getting way too much traction from this interview that Howard is, and he's
absolutely.
riding on it.
Because he basically said he'd still be drinking if he was with Jennifer Garner. And you
Right.
know what? She's probably a little bit of a cunt, too. I mean, let's be honest. I don't really give
true.
a shit about her. She hasn't done anything of any note. She's like, 5 years younger Cameron Diaz, who just left her her
They're the same
career
age.
to have her kids and really aged out of doing anything where the cute girl was in. So now she does Capital One commercials, and that's pretty much all she does. So unless you're going to be on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, shut the fuck up. Nobody cares that he would still be drinking if he was with you. Probably hated you. And, that's why people do the things they do, and that's why they get divorced. That's why shit happens. So, he's just being honest, I think.
So you guys were looking for J-Lo, and John gave me this clip today. John, do you want to set up the J-Lo
Well,
clip?
there's a bunch of them. There's a lot of good stuff in here. She actually gets on the show briefly and says hello in the background, and he goes into how
You wanna go to that
Booker
one?
tried to whatever one, the first one. What does the first one say?
Oh, I've got Givens.
Okay, yeah. So Ben Affleck comes loaded for bear that I gotta set this up because in 2003 the show was having trouble getting good guests. They ran a contest where they were going to give $10,000 to the celebrity's favorite charity if they called in. So Affleck agreed to do it, and he called in, and so it was supposed to be 5 minutes, in fact. So Affleck graciously appeared for about a half hour. And so he comes loaded for bear. He's a fan of the show, and he's hopped up, but in a good way, and he throws Robin Givens at Howard, and this is the first time this has ever been mentioned to anybody. Howard's never brought it up.
I just want to mention this, that David says, I think the publicists like that their celeb stables can participate in an interview that seems deep and shows them as deep, but they actually don't expose their underbelly.
Definitely.
That's probably very, very true. All right, go on. I'm sorry.
Almost as amazing as Paycheck in theaters December 25th.
Understood. And during sex, she never yelled out Puffy, did she?
This is right after Puff Daddy.
Puffy. P. Diddy.
No, but he's a very nice guy.
You like him?
I like Puffy a lot, actually, yeah.
Is it weird following Puffy? Does it ever occur to you while you're doing her?
That's not the first thing I think about.
Good, okay.
You know what I mean?
I imagine she's good. I try to
Did you
get...
date Robin Givens?
Yes, I did.
So you know all about that. You had Tyson to follow up.
You know, it's the first time we've ever admitted that on the air. You just admitted to it. You just admitted to it.
I made a mistake.
Yes, right, you did.
We went out a couple of times. It doesn't mean I had sex with her.
I'm going to kick your ass.
Probably because you figured she'd already been with Big Mike.
Hey, listen, we're paying the $10,000. You better answer my question.
Hey, the $10,000 is for the AT Children's Fund. AT is a terminal disease that affects children. It's very rare. You can read about it if you look up on the internet for the AT Children's Fund, and it's...
How'd you get involved with that?
Okay.
Wow.
Next
So that's the first time the Robin Givens stuff ever come out, and you heard even Robin Quivers say, "You never brought that up once." So how Affleck found out about it, I have no idea.
How dare you date a black woman? That's not me.
I know.
Wow. You.
What's the next one? It's
J-Lo.
Okay, she's
hooked up with J-Lo.
Okay, so yeah, Howard tells a story here of, I've told this on this, we know, you guys know the story, right? Where Booker, he was in that Booker rotation, and Jennifer Lopez's sister,
Booker was dating his
Linda
sister,
right. Mm-hmm. So that whole connection, and Howard claims he could have hooked up with J-Lo. And
yeah, okay.
Does it kill you to be friends with Booker?
I like Booker. Booker's all right. I don't know why you guys always badmouthing him.
No, I like Booker. Booker's a friend of mine. I got to tell you, though, Linda's great. I like her. Yeah. In fact, I was going to make a try for J-Lo. This is a funny story.
You were going to take a shot at her?
I was going to take a shot when I got separated.
Really?
When was this? I thought you didn't like her.
I don't. Let me tell you something.
You should have. What happened?
Here's what happened. I'm in my apartment. Booker calls me.
Oh, that time.
Yeah, and he's always acting like something cool is going on. He's always involved in something great.
Right.
So I'm here with Linda, and I'm here with Jennifer Lopez. I go, yeah. He goes, you got to come out. You got to meet us, you know. And she was trying to get away from Puffy at that point. Didn't know how to get away from him.
So they were in a car.
Yeah, I said, I'll get her away from him. I said, so I go, what are you talking about, Booker? He goes, you got to come down to the restaurant. I go, dude, I do a morning radio show. It's 11 o'clock at night. Bring her by here. I could get into her pants if I have a few minutes to work her. So he goes, okay. We're probably going to come by. So I get out of my jammies. I get all dressed, trying to look my best. I'm brushing my teeth. I figured J-Lo's coming over. I'm going to get a shot at getting her right in bed.
Right.
How long did you sit waiting?
Because she was in a panic. She wanted to get away from Puffy at the time and didn't know how to get away from him.
I mean, was he chasing her?
So I don't know. You know about it?
Like she ran to Howard. She was like, Howard, get back to me.
All I know is then an hour goes by. I'm sitting there on my bed waiting for J-Lo.
All dolled up.
No J. All dolled up.
Booker is bringing J-Lo to your bed.
No J-Lo. No anybody.
Not even Booker.
And I finally called him. We're having dinner, man. You should have come down here. It was great. Jennifer just left. And I go, dude, you said you were delivering her to my apartment, you lying scumbag.
2003.
I never heard this story. I'm going to have to ask Booker
This
about this.
this
Why
could
he
have
was
been
trying to pimp her
the
out?
story could be Monique from 3 years before that. I'm guessing it's like 2000, 99. He just announced his Alice. I think he was the Allison. He'd been separated since 97, but he announced the Allison thing in November of 99. So I think that's kind of around that time. 99, 2000. That was the
and
mad
he
tear.
thinks that he
That
could
was
have gotten
classic.
J-Lo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Delusional. As usual.
Wow. Well, money talks.
Yeah, but he's PJs. I don't know. Yeah, PJs. Yeah,
All right, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, if we're talking about this guy.
Let's see this. Let's see the
Angie
sex.
Everhard said he was
Let's see
great
the
in
sex.
that. Yeah, that's right, Super Trooper and David. They're all Buckwald talking points. Howard's
If
great
we're talking
in
about
bed.
this guy. This is Howard 2003.
Wow, he's just look at that sex.
That's the guy.
Wow.
That's all sex, women.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That is all sex.
They can make a woman drier than the Sahara Desert. I mean, good God.
Compared to the super sexy, well-coiffed man with plastic
Wow.
surgery that he became.
Look at that.
Jesus Christ. I
Look
can't
at
even look at
that.
him. All right, what's on next? I know we have a lot of stuff to still get to.
Oh, my God.
Mexican
Hey,
music.
Thank you, Hoodylicious. Merry
This
Christmas.
is really quick and subtle, but they play Mexican music and the chicken sounds for J-Lo and her mom during this.
Yeah, Ben. See, why do you have to buy Guadalupe so many presents?
I don't buy Guadalupe quite so many presents.
I like it.
Although it's her birthday coming up, and I still haven't got something.
But she likes when you take her to the
Birthday
casino.
today. Happy birthday, Lupe.
I want to go gambling with you one time.
You should, man. I heard you were down to Borgata. Then you'd find out that it's not really the great, like...
Wow.
Wow.
The next
They can
one.
pull each other's wigs.
Oh yeah, so this is at the end. He uses the gam. By the way, Ben Affleck participated in the famous Molly Bloom poker game in the basement of the Viper Room with Tobey Maguire, and he's a crazy, crazy degenerate gambler. There was a big celebrity, the DiCaprio. So he's talking about come in and we'll play poker together. And Stuttering John asked, remember the Affleck rumors that he was wearing a wig and hair plugs in the whole time. So that was a big thing at the time. So Stuttering John comes in and asks him about that, and then Affleck makes a wig comment at Howard.
Ben, be honest now. Do you wear like a hair implants or anything, or like a?
Do I have hair implants?
Yeah. Do you have like a weave or I don't know?
Yeah, I got a. It's a knit.
Sometimes it looks like it might be like implants. Or
Hasn't he answered that question already in public?
Yeah, no, I don't know why everybody says that. I gotta, the people from Imus are on the other line. I gotta go.
There was a story that Ben got into some sort of scuffle with his friends, kidding around
With
and
a big
wrestling.
spawn, and he knocked my wig off. That's
yeah.
an example of the kind of total fictitious, like that they just make it up. They're like, what if we say,
Dude, you got to come in here. You know what?
real down, it's all this shit.
I'll tell you what, when we hit it off, I'll put together a little celebrity poker game.
Ooh, I like it.
High
You
stakes.
and Vinny and
Me, Vinny, and Ben Affleck.
Definitely.
And Dan
we can
Harmon.
knock each other's wigs off.
You're not kidding.
right.
I wear a wig. Don't worry about it.
We could notch each
J-Lo
other's
now.
wigs off. By the way, yeah, great, JP. J-Lo played Selena, who Howard trashed at all times. Right. The that's Selena kerfuffle back in and J-Lo felt connected because she played Selena in that biography, which actually came out, I believe, the same year Private Parts did, right in the same couple months.
So let me ask you a question. Am I supposed to now be going to the Beetlejuice clip?
Just one more clip.
Oh,
Okay.
Jesus
John.
Christ, that Beatles.
So this
J-Lo
is
says hi.
Yeah, right. So Jennifer Lopez is actually in the room listening to this, and she says hi to. She just come really quick and then runs away, like runs out of the room.
Okay.
J-Lo now, she there with you?
Yeah, she is, but she's
She's hiding in
let
a
me
corner.
Listen, you got to put her
She's
on.
laughing. She's chuckling.
Is she over there chuckling? What's she wearing?
A bathrobe.
Nothing underneath?
Little Howard Stern show robe. That
Just,
you kinda want.
just tell her to yell out hello. Just tell her to yell it out.
Say hello.
Ooh.
I gotta go, guys.
That's an appearance. She's on the show. That
Listen,
counts.
when you come to New York,
Yeah.
I want to go out with like you and J-Lo.
Yeah.
and like have her wear like a little mini?
Okay.
Hey, Howard.
What were you wearing?
More questions, please. I'm just
She
so
doesn't-
curious.
What is it, John? One last question.
That's pretty good. That's like.
What's that, John?
I was gonna say. So she says they ask J-Lo if she remembers the night with Booker, and she says no. She's like in the background. He's screaming stuff at her as she's running away.
That'll really get you fined by
Ask her if I had a shot that night. Does she remember that night?
Do you think
Did she ever know you were headed towards his house?
No, she doesn't remember the night.
She doesn't?
She doesn't remember the night. I think Booker told her that she had somebody nice for her to meet, but then he was too impressed.
Would I have had a shot? Ask her.
I can't even endorse that question. Go
Ask her if I would have had a shot.
What's that? she's now going to the river. She doesn't have anything to do with my antics.
All right. Then here's my.
Is that Jennifer or some stripper?
You got to cut this off now. I don't want to hear any more about
That's
that.
at the end. That's at the end. Good clips though, John.
Thank
nice.
you.
Yeah, nice clips there, Johnny. What else do we have that's going on from last week's shows?
A lot. Are you thinking?
Well, the next day is if we're done with that day, and the next day start off with Beetlejuice, which was atrocious, and then the horrible interview with Neil Young. And the Great American Nightmare Christmas version.
Yep,
which was
I've got all
really
that.
atrocious.
There's a lot.
And the background and thanking the people that wrote that piece of shit.
What are you thinking, Mon?
I'm thinking maybe I would love to show the Beetlejuice clip that I have queued up.
Okay.
But I'm thinking that we should maybe revisit the rest of the show.
Why? I figured it was a 5-hour show, but I mean,
there's no shot of that happening. It's right 10:40.
I know. We wasted 35 minutes on a bit.
On my HR issues.
So
wait,
know.
so give me just a Bon. Give me like a little rundown on what we have for the next day.
Well,
it's Great American Nightmare, Beetlejuice, and then the horrible interview with Neil Young. I think that's pretty much Wednesday.
Just what all the kids and for Billie Eilish want, a Neil Young interview. The two go together.
And
Same demographic.
I think
Who is
he
the
shit
show
on-
for?
I think he shit on Bubba again at the end of the show.
Yeah, and there's
What
crediting
is it?
stuff. There's crediting staff recognition. Then there's we can get through it. I just need to go and take my dog right outside now to wee. I really, that's what I'm.
Okay. Well, I can play
I don't know.
beat. And
yeah, I've got to go. Like,
well, why don't you just go? Just go
yeah,
right
okay.
now.
I'll be back as soon as I can.
Just go. Stop talking. Just go.
Doesn't your dog have a Riley Martin pea jar, Bon? I gotta make one for dogs.
Get
Piss
your
jug.
get your dog there. Get your
Boy
dog there.
dogs,
Piss
boy dogs
jug.
can really hold it. All right, let me play Beetlejuice. We haven't seen him on air.
But he
in
has
a
to
long
worry
time.
about the dingo eating his dog.
That Gina Bobina loves Beetlejuice.
So here's a little beat. I'm gonna make him not too
Jesus
big so that
Christ.
we don't get in trouble. Why is Bon Jovial like the number one person on this thing?
I don't know.
It's really bothering me right this
That
moment.
is bothering.
Yeah, let me remove him for a second. There we go. Okay. Let me do beat real quick, and let's see what he has to say for himself. We're gonna go through
Beloved.
it's a short clip, so let's go through it. Here we go.
Beetlejuice.
Look at him.
Where are you guys now? In a hotel?
Yeah, we in a hotel, just sitting here, just thinking, you know.
You moved back in with your mom, right?
Right.
Your mom, who is 70 years old at this point, she decided you needed to have a low profile. When you were away for the show for 5 years, who did you miss the most from the
The
show?
person I miss is you.
Thank you. Yeah. I see you winking.
Beetle.
Wow.
I love the new hair,
Peter, you
Farrah.
playing me or what? I mean, you really missed me or no?
Probably like I'm playing with you. My friend, I'm still thinking about
BL is right. Classic BL. The juxtaposition actually makes Beetle look attractive.
Jesus. Beetle
Great use
is
of juxtaposition BL.
Beetle is the freakiest looking guy, and of course, I'm trying to play a clip where,
But he's on the Beloved. Is it that master list of stern beloved characters?
Will you ever get married? Will you ever have children?
probably next year.
Probably.
or something.
Oh, good. So there is a special lady.
Probably.
Are you banging famous women at all that we might be? I don't want to pry.
Couple of
but
times.
Are there any names you?
She's locked up.
She
again.
freeze on us?
Yeah, she
share.
did. Wow, look
Hey, you don't want to fuck around with an old lady now.
I think one of the most beautiful women.
Look at him.
An old lady now. She can fuck now.
Okay. All right. I understand.
Oh, yeah. She can fuck now. Old lady.
What old lady?
Oh,
Are you
she's
fucking an old lady?
She's 75 years old. That lady can fuck, man.
Wait a second,
Like
Pete.
that shit, bro. But she do fuck, though. Hey, she love that shit.
She gets really excited, huh?
Oh, yeah.
The Bitcoin.
Oh, no. Bitcoin is good.
Beat is now involved with this new cryptocurrency. You can buy Bitcoin
Oh,
at
Jesus.
getbitcoin.com. This
How do
world has
I not
changed
have a
so much.
cryptocurrency?
But,
I don't know. What's wrong with you?
If you're telling me,
You got to
Beetle,
change your life, Howard. You got to change.
You froze again?
Yeah, she froze again.
So the beloved
life,
list.
man.
gotta go with the flow
If
and
you
learn
don't
about.
change your life, how are you going to eat pussy if you don't change your life and have a beer that change your life?
Oh,
Promise
wow. He's
me
in a
one
weird
thing before you go. Don't
Right.
fuck my
Strange
wife again.
cadence
Just
I am.
hands off. Leave her
You
alone.
caught
Look
me
at this
there
tip.
now. You caught me.
I know. Please, for God's
Beetle,
sake.
Beetle,
I
ask
love
Howard
it.
where
I
he's
love it.
broadcasting from. You're in a hotel. Ask him where he's from. Go ahead. See if he'll answer it.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
picking.
So,
the-
okay, so that's really weird to me.
Yes. Well,
Well, go ahead, baby.
Well, no, that was literally picking the sinew off the bones. I mean, that's not even the meat. It's sinew.
Yeah,
That's
he's
sucking the
bankrupt.
marrow
He's
out
creative
of
with
the
bankrupt
bone.
interviewing
Yeah.
Beetle. He can't interview. Like he has, it's kind of jumped the shark. Him
You
and
know what the
Beetle.
funny thing about that though is that I don't think Beetle is the one who wants to be on the show. Like,
I don't think so either.
Beetle
No, he
is
doesn't.
more
They came to
popular
him.
than Howard is
Oh,
when it comes
easily.
to like TikTok and Snapchat and Instagram. Beetle has millions of followers. Beetle
Easily.
has people that are kids that never knew what a Howard Stern adjacent type person he was. And
And I
feel
should
like it
say,
was such the
Casey
right move to
Armstrong
move
is
him out.
responsible for his discovery, right? I mean,
Casey is 1,000% responsible for.
you harken
for
back
this.
to, I think it was 99 or something.
But
At
the
a
beauty is
midget
that
tossing thing.
Beetle's parents did the right thing by pulling him out of that.
Yes.
Exploitive.
Because all Howard,
Yep.
all Howard did was exploit Beetle 1,000%, and it's really insane, that he can't but use people to such an extent that they have to get away from him. I mean, it really is sad what a narcissist can do. I mean, and Beetle honestly got like an interrogation. That was not it wasn't a conversation.
It was a boring interrogation.
It was
too.
a bad interrogation. I mean,
an
honest to God.
funny.
In what way? Like, what was happening?
It was almost like asking. It was like doing an actor's studio interview with fucking Beetlejuice, except without the humor or the wit. That's what literally it was. The whole thing was about. It was dry. Wiggy had absolutely no timing at all, which is normal.
Yeah,
And it's
he's
just-
more off his game than usual, if that's even possible.
It was so flat. It was actually painful to listen to.
You're right. He's
Painful.
lost any and all comedic tinge he ever had. There's no pop to anything he says. There's no great. The writers, there's 70 people writing that shit for him.
Are you reading what Greenpoint wrote on the?
Oh, okay. Hey, Arm, do you remember hearing a crazy argument that happened between, I think, Goodstein and Beatles' manager? It had to do with Goodstein trying to get Hank on ahead of him. I do remember that. I don't vividly remember it. I do remember this. I think there's a. I have a Howard TV video for it. It's a good thing they revisit.
Was
Denny,
that
you have a big.
Was that on the E? Was that on E? Was it on the E show? That was early on. That was like on the E show.
It was on the E show, and I think Howard
they had
TV
that fight. They had that
remastered
fight
it.
in the green.
Yep.
They had the fight in the green room. Yeah,
That's good
I remember
stuff.
that too.
I
And what
think
had
Dennis.
happened?
I think didn't we do it? We did an episode of what we used to love about the Howard Stern show, and I think we played a clip from that. Didn't we show them squaring off?
I don't remember. I'm sorry.
I feel like
Were you
there
on-
was like a good scene
Yeah.
fight, but I'm not sure if it was about Beat and Hank.
Yeah, because I don't think we've ever touched on that one. 'cause
We
that was,
tended to
Yeah.
avoid the Whack Packers, and so I don't think that we actually really
but
ever.
that
delved
was
into
a really intense argument there. Because Sean was his manager, was Beat's manager back
Yes,
then.
Sean,
And he
forget
lost
his last
his
name.
he lost his shit because
Sean.
Sean. Yeah, I remember him losing his shit on Goodstein because they were going to try to get Hank in before. So My God.
I don't know that I care about any of this conversation.
Well, I mean, for actually when the show was good and this was entertaining, yeah. But I mean, I it's much more interesting than that Beetlejuice that happened on last Wednesday.
Listen,
there was nothing interesting.
The fact that Beetle has a Bitcoin type of
It's
scenario now,
entertaining.
I find to be brilliant. Beat also has like his own Beat emojis. Beat is on the cutting edge of technology. Although Beat doesn't really look that good, and I'm not saying that Beat ever looked good.
No.
I'm just saying he doesn't look good. Like he looks very like swollen and more wrong than
yeah. Well,
normal.
I mean, what's he now? Is he like he's in his 50s now?
He's
isn't he?
52.
Yeah,
I mean, 69. Yeah,
that
I remember his
that
age was
can't
60.
be. When you have whatever he has, that can't be good.
He's on borrowed. He's beaten it. I mean, I think he's past whatever they predicted he would live. I'm sure it wasn't past 45.
Yeah. So,
hold on. I'm gonna look up how old Beetlejuice is. Just give me a second.
I'm positive it's 69. What do I get if I'm right? 1969.
Get a taco.
Fudsicle writes, young people know Howard as that weird old creepy guy Beetle talks to about on his Instagram. Is that true? Is that Fudsicle? Is that do you follow the Instagram or the TikTok? Do they actually say that or is it a joke? Either way, it's great.
Beetle. How old did you say Beat was?
He's 52, born in 69.
53, June 1st, 1968.
Oh, I'm wrong. Damn it.
You were very close, sir.
So he's 53 years old, for Christ's sake. I mean, it's
okay.
He's
how
on borrowed
tall
time.
is Beetlejuice?
Oh shit, he's got to be what, like 4'9".
Johnny.
How tall is he?
Yeah.
He's pretty
I'm gonna say 4'2".
4'3".
Okay.
Wow.
He's a little tiny wee person.
Yeah.
Let's see if Bon Jovial is back.
He's 4'3" and he's 53 years old. That's not a good combination.
BL writes, yeah, this is true. Beatles' old manager Sean died in jail. Yep. Rip Sean, and led to Bobby taking over as manager.
Sarah would say taller than Joe Rogan.
Sarah loves. That's her. She's mastered Joe Rogan humor.
Beat looks better than he should. You're exactly right, Sunflower Dragon. Under any other circumstances, he'd be gone by now. He has microcephaly. Yeah.
Nice pronunciation, Monique.
Wow.
I was sitting on that going, I'm glad I don't have to say that. I was trying to phonetically sound it out.
At almost 11 o'clock at night, that's pretty impressive.
I know.
You know what? I literally have been drinking water all day, so I'm like in a good, I'm gearing up, as you know.
Hydrated.
Dryuary. So I'm
Dryuary? What a stupid idea that is. Oh, please.
You know what? I swear to God, I feel so much better when I start to just wean off.
Dean Martin had a great saying about that. You know what sucks for people that don't drink? When they wake up in the morning, that's the best they're going to feel all day.
Did he really? That's so great.
I want you all to know that I had an amazing meal with my friend Dennis, a.k.a. the Jackie Chair, last week. We went to a Sicilian restaurant, which was fantabulous. Like, really, wasn't it? It was just delicious.
It was. Absolutely.
Did you have mozzarella sticks?
Oh, my God.
But I also want to shout out that What?
I said, did you have mozzarella sticks?
Oh.
And Dennis hosing down his driveway got offended.
Can I tell you my favorite Matt Dillon story real briefly?
Rip Mike Walker.
Oh, Bon, has everybody done pee-pee? Everything's good?
Yeah, we both did.
Okay, good, because I just
Did you both go outside on the tree? I mean,
yeah, exactly.
Do I have to spell that out for you? Are you kidding me? Sunflower Dragon said she has her PhD in microcephaly. I didn't know there was such a thing.
Microcephaly. All right, Bon, we got to get this show moving on. So, what do you got for us?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Okay, so we can hear the incredible remixed intro they did for Wednesday, and this Howard speaks it 45 audio tracks to do this variation on the shittiest song in the world.
I'm sure he still doesn't know the words to that song. How about that?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't, actually. It's pretty funny.
All right, go for it.
I'm just bringing it up. Here we go. So, Oh, get ready for this.
Yeah,
This is just ridiculous.
You don't pronounce the G in gnocchi, right? Is it?
It's gnocchi.
Gnocchi. Potato
Gnocchi.
pasta.
Italian.
I love that shit.
Ganache. Oh my god.
Glory to the newborn wig, it sounds.
Oh my god.
Is this like a Steve Brandano production?
Oh, absolutely.
So, spot on, Monique. This is the musical director, Steve Brandano, and it's mixed the year. This is his whole year.
Yeah.
The salary's so worth it.
Yeah, love it.
That's a new Icky Brandano
gotta
production,
love the
guaranteed. It reeks of those two.
And
I
he's
hated
so proud
Did you see-
that he.
This is so. I mean, it was so bad. I mean, it's a shitty song, and then you just make it shittier, and it's just. I mean, just goddamn, is it?
It really was like the final insult. Like this episode has been
really
called,
is the
like,
final
you
insult.
just go, wow. And he wants everyone to know. I think he would prefer to say how much it cost, but he says how much effort it took. Here we go.
The mashup has 64 audio tracks in total. I'm not kidding.
Big fucking
this
deal.
is true. Yes, this
Big
was
fucking
made by
deal.
our staff.
Big fucking.
Give me the credits on that, guys. Write it down for me because.
Oh, really? That's
Let's
important.
give credit where credit is due. You should. Here's how the guys recorded. I'll show you.
Deep down from planet X, the team goes in the depths.
Can you fucking believe this?
This was a half hour. Literally, this was like the first half hour of the fucking show. Was this?
It's just unbelievable.
Now,
Beautiful.
yes, this was produced. That big
Wasted
choir
on this
sound
show, and
features
wasted on you, and wasted on Rob Zombie.
That's right. I mean, listening to it, I would have preferred it on its own without the goddamn Rob Zombie sound in the dance beat they put in there.
90s music nerds, can someone explain Rob Zombie to me?
No.
What? He doesn't sing. I don't think he writes his own music. He doesn't play instruments. What is that?
He
What
had
is
a
that
couple.
guy?
He had a couple of catchy hits that hit at just the right time. That's
I know,
literally
Dennis.
Rob
Could you
Zombie.
In a
2 years
Kiss
later-
sort of
Nutshell.
way, though. In a Kiss non-talented sort of way.
Yeah.
But he thinks
Although
he's talented.
No.
There's
He's
something
an
else.
artist,
There's
though,
something
too. I mean,
that
he's
he
an artist,
gets
he's a
respect.
director.
He actually gets these awful horror movies. He's such a piece of shit. He's
I
everything
think he
wrong
plays
with
guitar and.
I've
piano,
never
I
seen him
think.
play an instrument. If he
No,
does,
he
it ain't.
But he was in White Zombie, so that's an
He was
epic
White
band.
Zombie.
They had one kick-ass
His
album.
voice is all
Zombie.
digitized.
He is
and
White
amplified.
Zombie. That's
Wow,
his
he's the
band.
worst. He's the fucking
He
worst.
wasn't in White Zombie. He is White
He
Zombie.
is White Zombie. Jesus.
But he isn't, because that's not his real name. So.
I know, but that's what he called the band that he
Yeah.
formed was White Zombie.
But
And they had two fucking hits. They had two fucking hits. And Jesus.
So Howard can't help but credit. Go, John. Go.
No, nothing. I'll give talent where it's due. And if you write your own songs, I don't see this guy having a stitch of what I would consider musical. I just cannot understand in that
Wow,
climate
how
how
old
that
is
guy
Rob
got
Zombie?
elevated. He's 1963.
He's
58.
He's
Nope.
like a cut. He's a,
Younger?
He's a shitty version of Ministry, an awesome
56,
band who
born
were
1965.
Okay.
He basically
I think he
stole
lies
the
about his age. I
sound
saw
of
63.
Ministry and
Yeah, I would.
repackaged
I'd
it.
agree with that. Yeah, a bad copy of Ministry.
A
Really.
terrible. I mean, you
Really
listen to
bad.
Ministry's like
No,
Psalm 69, that's a
David
kick-ass
writes
album.
pretty well. He writes, people don't get them. It's an excuse to sell a look or a vibe or a lifestyle that involves the audience buying. Yeah, like Marilyn Manson. Zombie is in
Like
that
Kiss.
kind of music. Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
Kiss.
Perfect.
yeah. All right, let's
the
move
worst.
on. We got to move on. We
gotta move on, guys.
Well, he's feeling very gregarious, so he goes into a bit of this thanking everyone suddenly. Now, and then he floats this concept about what's going to happen next year on a show.
Two of our singers. our senior producer. Me sung 5 parts of harmony, and it is the last show before the holiday
Here we
break.
go.
I should I should have done a show today where I introduce people who do some
Should
of the
you have
voices
done a
that
show
you love.
extolling the
And,
virtues of the
actually, I-
troops and the policemen in America?
Oh,
That was 2 years ago.
nice.
3 years ago?
That's nice
3 years ago now.
callback.
3 years
You
ago
dick.
now. Yeah.
2017 that was, I believe.
Yeah.
It was quite a while. Yeah.
On a show today where I introduce people who do some of the voices that you love.
Who are they?
Actually, I should do some of that. But it takes a village of lunatics to put this show together. All right, I should close the curtain. I've just opened the curtain behind the scenes, and now I should close that.
He keeps going on this. So
when we get back from break, I'll put together a show where I will pull back the curtain again, and I will introduce you to some of the players on this show.
So exciting.
And what they do. And
Because that's incredible that that's just 2 people.
that's just
That's
two
amazing.
people, as I
You think
said.
this comes from our LinkedIn show?
Yeah, no,
we
no,
showed-
well, good.
Where
then
we showed all
he-
these idiots that work behind the scenes and all give themselves like these high accolades for what they do for the show.
David, oh my,
Yeah.
Howard, you should play the LinkedIn show that introduced the staff.
Do you sell it?
Perfect.
Perfect. All right, go on, Bob.
And
Oh
this
my
is
fucking God.
great because he does a little,
Torturous.
he does a bit of self-deprecation, but still pats himself on the back.
But I am particularly grateful to our staff. They do such a great job all year, you know, making people laugh. Sometimes we win and sometimes we lose, but we're always trying.
Now, I felt that was inaccurate, so I re-edited that to get Howard to tell the truth for once.
But I am particularly grateful to our staff. They do such a great job all year.
That's what I want for my $100 million man. We're trying.
Yeah.
We lose. Sometimes we lose. We're trying. No
Well,
ratings. It's whatever.
I got
I'll
this. I re-edited it. I
hold
re-edited
the company
it.
hostage.
I re-edited it. I re-edited it for
What'd you
this
say, Bon?
factor. Yeah, I've done so
What if
much.
you did, Bon? Hold on. We haven't got there yet.
Bon, did you re-edit it?
I think he re-edited it.
Bon, you gonna play that re-editing?
Yeah.
But I am particularly grateful to our staff. They do such a great job all year. You know, we lose, but we're always trying.
Okay. Now.
Wow.
I like that. I like
Wow,
that Melvin quote, Monique.
That was
That's a good one, Robert Seiler. I don't know. Zombie.
Yeah,
I think he was a
that fell-
Buckwall client. 10 years ago, David Brooks.
That
said
fell
it best.
that fell flatter than Tanya Harding. I mean, that was pretty bad.
Rob Zombie
Yes.
is a tired, G-rated mishmash of other people's style.
Now he does a big. He's got to take a home run on a Fleck because it did get that little news thing. And listen, he says some very stupid things, and of course we can relate to a famous multi-millionaire actor's problems.
The guy gets on here and he says, "Yeah, I felt trapped." I knew exactly what he meant. Yeah, he wasn't saying I blame my wife for my drinking. He knows he was drinking. He decided to drink because he was trapped and he felt like maybe I could get through life if I'm drunk. This guy, Ben Affleck, if you take one sentence out, I felt trapped in my marriage, and criticize it, you've missed the point. When he was talking about the deep hurt that he was in, that he made a couple of shitty movies, and now he wouldn't even hear from his friends. That anybody can relate to that. Anybody who's been down on their luck. So this guy was so relatable.
This
I
fucking
felt
guy.
like,
This
geez, I really dig this guy. And I'll tell you something
This
here.
guy.
He's fucking gay.
You love
must have
every
watched-
minute. You love every bit of it. You love it was misinterpreted. You love the attention you didn't deserve. You got that your publicist crowbarred onto the media. You love that he went on Jimmy Kimmel to do a mea culpa. By the way, Affleck went on Kimmel, and you know they're in cahoots. That Howard passed him on to Kimmel, and he'll do the apology, and I'll get the ratings, and he'll get. That's such a circle jerk. It's just.
I hate everything about that comment.
I mean, it's the victory lap the next day after the press
It
release.
was huge.
Of the fucking, the
He
fucking
lives for
horrible-
that, Dennis. They
I know,
live
it's
for
so
that moment.
embarrassing.
It gets worse right now. Listen to how far Robin has to help. Fuck her.
The Ben Affleck interview was one of the greatest. If you want an honest, unfiltered account of alcoholism, addiction, and sobriety, it's a must listen.
I felt that the whole time. I was like, I wonder if this, if you're dealing with that issue, He
Oh, my
was so dead on about how you go through it, how you get out of it.
Yeah. I'll tell you what.
Fucking God.
I got on my on the phone with my psychiatrist yesterday for 45 minutes. All I talked about was Ben Affleck. I said, I learned a lot.
This is just the most bizarre.
From this guy.
He told his shrink that he just learned a lot from Ben Affleck. Let's hear that. Just got to play that again.
Affleck, I said, I learned a lot from this guy. When he was talking about...
Howard.
Yeah.
Is it weird that I was thinking about you when you were talking about him, though? I was listening to both, but I was also thinking about you, especially when he touched in on his father and the relationship there. I was thinking...
Yeah, because your father was down at the bar.
Yeah.
Your father was the Irish drunk.
You mean that fake story Howard made up about his father? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sorry that your father was a hard worker to give you and your sister a better life, you douchebag.
Now, we are done with Affleck, and this is the weirdest thing of this episode again. And props to everyone in the mockery thread. A lot of these clips, everyone's mentioning this shit. Sorry, go, Dennis, go.
But it's fucking ridiculous though that he sat there. Think about this for a second. He went and called on his phone and spoke to a therapist for 45.
Dennis, but he didn't.
Yes, he did. Oh, I believe he did. Monique, do you believe that he spoke about Ben Affleck for
1,000%?
Absolutely, he did. Absolutely, he did. He fucking
John.
I don't think
he
sees think he sees his doctor in person anymore. So I feel like he's. I
don't think he ever has.
Empowered with his doctor because it's on the phone now. So he probably feels a little bit less threatened by having to have any kind of eye contact with another human being, and so he says all this shit because he's at that point in therapy where after 20 some odd years, he probably knows that phone call is coming at, like, let's say 12:30 or 1 o'clock. And he's like, oh my God, what am I going to talk to him about today? Like, what existential crisis can I make into something that will somehow relate back to me?
And his therapist is sitting there looking through the Ferrari catalog, figuring out what new model he's going to get.
Exactly.
Yes. Jesus Christ.
But look at your hair. I mean, every curl is manufactured. It's terrific.
You got it in.
Every curl is manufactured.
I mean, John has done a lot of these drops today.
Oh, I know he has.
Yeah.
If he hadn't done Affleck, with his therapist, it would have been a Billie Eilish song that wrecks him.
Phineas, Phineas, yeah,
a Phineas song.
And how he feels being the older brother to a younger sister that he has to protect because all of a sudden she decided to show her tits. All right,
Howard is the Paul McCartney of conflation. So conflation, you take two things.
Nice.
I think what may have happened in that situation, Howard had a conversation with Alec Baldwin or Seinfeld or Stephanopoulos, and he made it as if instead of outing his friends, his famous friends, which he never talks about, he used a conversation he had with his famous friends and made pretend it was a psychiatrist, trying to sound deep, trying to sound like he's working on himself. I don't think he did. I think he had that conversation with Seinfeld,
with Jimmy,
but said it's a psychiatrist, or Kimmel, and then said it's a psychiatrist.
Is quite as friendly with him as
I don't think so either.
His bitch wife is with Beth. Like, I don't think that he's as close. Like, I think Seinfeld has his own coterie of people that he loves.
Well,
and
Seinfeld
Howard's
actually.
not one of them.
I mean, Seinfeld's actually like a car guy. I can't imagine a car guy hanging.
Well, they have
around
nothing
with
in common.
Howard.
I mean, they have
nothing. They have nothing in common.
They're the same age. They both like Superman, and they're both Jews. It stops right there.
It stops right there.
And they're both king babies who've never had a moment of tragedy in their life. They actually have a very, very charmed existence, and they're gazillionaires. But after that, it ends.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how charmed Seinfeld's life was because I don't know anything about him or his childhood. To be honest with you, I've never really.
He can't be as charmed as 79's though. Nothing.
I just know that to this day, I probably appreciate old Seinfeld episodes more than I do Howard episodes. Yes. It's something that I appreciate and is on TV and is available for everybody.
And old Seinfeld episodes were meant to be meant to be fake. While old Howard episodes we thought were real. So,
and were really fake. That's
they were
exactly
really fake.
Right. All right, what do you got next, Bonnie?
Much like Larry David, Jackie's the genius.
Yes, you're right, David. I bet Howard does interviews like this to get insights to claim his own when he talks to his therapist.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, we were having that conversation the other day because I was talking about how I was listening to this Jason Bateman, Will Arnett podcast that I really, really love. And, and they will all admit when they're stupid about something or something's ridiculous that they've talked about. But all three of them don't drink and don't smoke and don't do drugs. And I think that Howard, in order to get in with that in crowd that doesn't drink or smoke or do anything anymore, is why he decided to give up alcohol, even though he had this bullshit claim that Dr. Agus said that it was, bad for his liver, and he was eating too much sushi and he was getting, mercury poisoning and all sorts of bullshit. Absolute bullshit.
Have you ever spoken to anybody who's gotten that advice from a doctor who drinks as little as he? Honestly, have you ever heard anybody come back to you? We all have parents in their 70s and stuff, and they go, "I just got back from I can't have one glass of wine, or I'm going."
Not even one. Not even one a week.
With more mercury counting than fucking.
And I think it's all bullshit. I think it's absolute bullshit.
Well, he's a hypochondriac. He's a hypochondriac's hypochondriac. I mean, seriously.
Right, but I just feel like, in order to get in with these people who are all, especially all these comedians,
the sober cult of weird comedians. It is so strange. It is so. But they're professional martyrs, in a way. They need a vice so you feel sorry for them, and all they got is and it's just like the Richard Lewis thing, the champagne drunk, where they realized it was just fake out. He fell asleep during a Mickey Blue Eyes premiere, and that was his big bottom.
Missed you, John.
Wow. Crazy.
But then you think about like Jason Bateman, who dropped out of school when he was 14 years old, who was doing blow like in the bathroom and just didn't give a fuck about anything that was going on because he reached a level of fame just a little too early in his life, and never went back to school. Basically got his GED and never really learned other than being who he was. And he had a long discussion with Robert Downey Jr. about how, and Robert Downey said to him, both of us could have gone terribly, terribly wrong and not been here to talk about our lives today. And it's very true.
Super Trooper, I remember it very well. He said, don't you all remember sometime in the late 90s, Howard started talking about how he started to drink, and every day he had a story about it. It was a hobby like barbecuing or chess. Yes, it was.
And coffee.
Yes, and coffee.
Right, he had to stop coffee too. Why was that? What was the reasoning for that too?
For his health, I guess. It was some bullshit.
That one coffee a day that he would extol the virtues of for like an hour every morning.
You mean the Starbucks commercial?
And how delicious it was, and how you can't put anything into it because it ruins the taste. And then all of a sudden it was gone.
Starbucks.
Such a weirdo. We have to really delve into his food at some point.
Well,
in the
Starbucks
future.
thing was obviously a plant, and
yes, but the coffee thing in general was just so weird to me that he would then just stop. That was it.
Yeah,
Fruitarian diet, is that what it's called? How about the speaking of Christmas time, the Lure Fish Bar Christmas party where Beth decides you got two anorexics deciding what a staff of 70 has to eat at the Christmas party.
The menu.
That's what I want.
Right. We'll throw them like one little chunk of meat for Jason, who I think has lost like 300 pounds. All right, Bob, we have to continue. It's already after 11.
Well, he goes
into tomorrow. Wait, it's there already.
Exactly.
Oh, Danny. Oh, my goodness. I mean, wow. So, he goes to... starts, and this is just weird, because he starts talking about private parts, deleted scenes, and then he starts talking about something that he probably shouldn't be talking about because his friend's in a lot of trouble right now. Check this out.
I put a lot of scenes in that movie that never made it in. I wonder where those scenes are.
Oh, please.
We had to cut most of Hartford radio. This stuff I cut in Hartford before I met you, Robin. I did a whole thing about me staying in a hotel, and there were some hookers arguing next door while I just got hired. That's where they put me up, and then they shot a hole through the wall with a gun.
Oof.
Right through my wall. And we filmed it. We filmed all these scenes. It were pretty funny.
You never told me somebody was shooting next door.
They shot a hole through the wall. They were screaming and yelling. I said to the owner of the radio station, you got to put me up. I don't have a place to live yet. I don't have any money. You're paying me $200 a week or something. I don't have a dime. He goes, all right. We have a trade deal with a hotel. I'll put you up. I thought I was going to go to like a fucking normal hotel. I'm with a bunch of hookers who were, renting out rooms for an hour.
You're in the no-tell motel.
Yeah, and I'm starting a new job. Jesus. So we shot a bunch of that stuff, but you couldn't put everything in. It's like what Ben Affleck was saying about editing. You gotta lose some material. Not that it wasn't good when we shot it.
No, but it was like, here's the story.
Danny, yeah.
So it was pretty funny. There was a phone call after this asking about the director's cut of Private Parts.
Oh, it's coming.
Oh, you got that?
It's Ralph. It's Ralph.
No.
Oh, I love this discussion. All right, I want to hear that.
Check it.
In the editing room, you discover what the story is.
Oh, Robin.
Well, we spent quite a bit of time because I was on the set.
You just have to hear Robin chime that stupidity in.
When we shot it.
No, but it was like, here's the story. In the editing room, you discover what the story is.
Oh.
Well, we spent quite a bit of time because I was on the set.
Are we supposed to think that, I cut, I did, I acted, I did, like that he was involved in every aspect of this movie? No wonder it sucked.
That's why he wants you to believe that, but he only had final say. He didn't do anything.
Did you actually see him in the editing room for hours on end?
No, he doesn't have the attention
let's cut
span.
that scene out. This scene wasn't good for us.
Could you imagine Howard having the attention to detail to do that?
No.
Absolutely not. No way. I'm sorry.
Bullshit.
And what you just said, Mon, it's a shit movie, Private Parts. So it's kind of like if OJ's in jail, right? Remember when he said he was like a mentor? So you've got a prisoner sitting with OJ going, help me with my problems. And OJ saying, well, you got to do this. And then the prisoner says, wait a second, let me get this straight. So all of this knowledge you have, hard knowledge, has ended you up, what? In here with me.
Exactly.
There you go. So here we go.
Exactly. And have we ever heard the story about a gun and a prostitute in a hotel? Ever?
No,
never. Benji writing this, Chris Wilding writing this. John, what do you think?
35 years. No.
Well, the funny thing is I always think about the money that the movie made or didn't make. So Private Parts made $41 million total internationally. Right, so Howard's bragging about his listenership back then, right? So what was he saying back then? 25 million people. So if you were even a novice fan of even people who did, shouldn't you scrounge up more than $40 million if you have 25 million listeners? And movies are $7 a pop if you go at night.
You should have made $100 million.
Shouldn't you at least be getting to 9 figures?
And with all the promotion he did on it.
Exactly.
Endless
you had a year and a half to run an infomercial for this fucking movie on this supposed show that's got 25 million listeners, and you can only pull in 41 million.
And it wound up being a stupid, insipid chick flick. Seriously.
Yep, that's what he wanted, though. That's
yeah, but really, did he really? That's not drawing in the guys. I went to see Spider-Man. The whole theater was me and literally half of our audience on Radio Gunk, and it was like this would be back in the 90s. Who would have gone to see a Howard Stern movie?
Yeah.
Yep. And
Generation X.
His loyal fans, the people that lined up in the streets to get their books signed by him. But it sucked. So you know what? You had an opening weekend. I can't remember what it did on its opening weekend. I know we used to have those figures. And then it just probably got
Private
that kind
Parts?
of word of mouth that was just like, yeah, it was okay. It was kind of more like a chick flick.
I think it was really 18, Monique, if I remember right.
It wasn't really like a big titty and ass movie.
No.
Like what he had envisioned. So all this I, me is all bullshit.
But then it ends after NBC, so you see none of the transition to K-Rock, which people wanted to see. And Jackie is just dropped in. Now, Jackie had that great story about he had everything was cut out, everything he did, he just plopped him in the studio. Nothing about how they got him and any of that. So
no introduction.
No introduction.
Nothing at all.
Because he's not a Buckwall client. Because he's not a fucking Buckwall client.
That's right. All right, Bonnie, what else you got?
Falcon, that great black superhero.
Oh my God! Wow.
That's a 70s action figure commercial.
Wow.
The Falcon.
I'm doing these.
I can't believe you played that.
So I know he's excited.
John gets a kick out of that. Okay, Bonnie, what do you got?
Well, they go on with this. It's the gun factor and the shooting. Your friend is in a lot of trouble, Howard, and he can't get off this. Check this.
Well, we spent quite a bit of time because I was on the set, and then the gun goes off, and then I dive under a table.
What gun goes off? Wait, what
I remember shooting it.
Wait. We're talking about the scene that was deleted about the prostitutes who were next door and a gun
In a hotel,
shot
yeah.
through the
Yep.
wall of his room.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That they've never talked about ever before.
Ever.
In
Wait,
20
this
20
gets
something
crazy.
years.
He's trying to claim that it's a real bullet, a real
Oh, and
loaded
it's a real gun.
And
Okay.
you know that's not happening. The only person who shoots a loaded gun on the set is Alec Baldwin.
Alec Baldwin.
Okay, rewind this now. Now I need to hear it with a little bit better setup. Okay, go ahead.
It's like, here's the story. Editing room, you discover what the story is.
Well, we spent quite a bit of time because I was on the set, and then the gun goes off, and then I dive under a table. I remember shooting it.
You dive out of the closet.
There's Ralphie boy. What do you? Hey, Ralphie,
Ralph.
what's up?
Yeah.
Hey now, she did get a director's cut of that going, man.
Yeah, it's all right. It's we've had enough
Imagine that.
private parts.
The director did cut it.
The director cut it right onto the floor. And let me tell you something. Betty Thomas, Ivan Reitman, those people knew what to cut. If they cut it, there was a reason. This director's cut stuff is
I thought
fucking
he said
nonsense.
I cut.
I'm telling you.
Yeah. All of a sudden, he didn't do anything.
Is Ralph the ultimate insider? And I mean, not aware of the Reicher Entertainment debacle?
No.
Oh, he is. He
Nor does
he
he
is.
care.
No, he
doesn't
does.
care.
But
I mean, is he just ignorant to it?
No, I think
Howard
he's-
put
I think
Reicher
he's-
Entertainment out of
He's
business?
allowed to tweak Howard. He's the only
I think
one.
he's tweaking Howard. He's fucking with Howard right
He's
now.
trolling him right now.
I don't know if it was just me, but why would he be talking about shooting a gun on the set at the moment?
Because he's
why
an
would
asshole.
you do that? Yeah, why is that? Is that
he's an asshole.
John? What's the word? Yeah, Schadenfreude.
Schadenfreude.
Is that-
Schadenfreude, man. He's enjoying every second of all
Baldwins.
this pain, that Alex.
Mr. Conceal and Carry.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm sure if Alec could reply to that, he'd say something like,
You disgust me.
Jesus.
All right, Bonnie, we gotta move on.
okay.
Did Ralph
So-
spit before he called? Doesn't sound it.
Oh, Denny. Oh.
Bon go, Bon go, Bon
go.
go.
That was a clean hit, Dennis.
Bon. Bon go, Bon go, Bon go.
Penn Hall.
So we have reached Neil Young, and Howard's 67-year-old man cannot get over the fact that another man smokes marijuana.
One little scene where you're smoking some weed and you got your little pipe and you're taking a hit of some weed. And I go, why am I so fascinated? Why is this still such a rebellious kind of look? Watching Neil Young smoke his weed.
Stupid question.
And I like it. I like seeing that. I'm glad you showed it. Was there any Yeah.
No, I never even thought about it. It's part of the
He has
music.
a good,
as far
he
as
has a
I'm
good
concerned.
connection too.
Yeah, it's
Bon,
got a
did
crap
you write
one.
him 17 fucking commentaries about his sound while it was on? I don't remember.
Did you suggest he get one of those really fancy microphones?
Exactly. I wrote it down. Shaw, Mike.
Shaw, Mike.
Yes. Did they send Neil
SM7B.
Young a Shaw mic to do this interview?
Version
Maybe. Let's
Because he sounds like shit.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So a new. This was written in the mockery thread. I think Mr. Judy Tenuta mentioned it. Neil flips it on Howard because Howard's trying to get into Neil. It happens again. We're talking 24 hours after that Ben Affleck shit with his father. Howard does it all again with Neil because Neil's had a shitty dad. And Neil's so great that he flips it. And it's one of these great moments where Howard's going, I don't want to get into this. What's the thing that Howard want to guess asking him about? And that's his kids. So, and Neil's written a song called Don't Forget Love, and Howard has to just say some bizarre shit, and Neil flips it on him.
This is a very evolved song for me because I think most men do not understand the power of love.
Just listen to
and
this.
they're embarrassed to talk about it. And in this song, you're saying to everybody, this is my opinion, love is the medicine. And most men in particular are ashamed of the love they need. They need the love of a father. They need the love of a mother.
Who's writing
that
this
we
one?
want to act like we don't need love, and that probably love could be the salve that would fix everything. But
The
people
what?
forget about it.
The salve.
Fuck me,
It made me tweak when he said it. I went, what?
They're embarrassed by it. Is that the point of the song? Don't forget love.
Now Neil's got to try and work out what to say to this, so he flips it and he goes down the perfect road.
Well, first of all, yeah, it is. That's a lot of it. But how about it? Let's hear it for your wife and your 3 girls.
Oh!
They have affected you.
Oh!
They've changed your life because of the beauty and the love that you see from those 3. Or those 4. It's like.
Well, used to be 5 because he had a first wife as well.
They change your perspective on life. Your kids change everything. And you had a gift. You got these 3 girls that are all looking at you, and now you're looking at them.
Oh, no, they're not.
And the world is different. Your world is different. Everything we do to survive is based on keeping that safe and making a home for it.
So, how amazing was that? How about? I think we need to
and little does Neil
for Neil.
And little does Neil realize the kid, his daughters get along with Beth really well, and they all love each other so much every day.
So much love, so much love, so much love.
You can get Howard out of the equation. They love each other. By the way, Neil Young, do you think, Bond, we had that conversation about the Deppening about Johnny Cash, how saying you like Johnny Cash in the 90s gave you this weird cool factor and you really don't like his music. Where do you think Neil Young falls in that with that generation of saying you like Neil Young gives you a cool factor and no one's going to push back on it at all?
Yeah, I think that
Nothing
works.
against Neil Young, but it's the easiest thing in the world to say, to give you that sort of...
Well, Neil's more like Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin. You wear that T-shirt. You don't really need to talk about it. It's just like coolness. Whereas when Cash started, or the hipsters started getting onto it, it was like, wow, why you listen to Cash and you had that reaction. So as a hipster, you would be like, yeah, he's got some great songs, So it's a bit different. Dude. There's instant cool with Neil Young, like a guy who used to be cool.
So put this in perspective. Neil Young's last hit song.
Oh yes, give it to us.
Wasn't it in 1992? The thing about
when is his last hit certifiable hit?
When he was talking about the
Neil Young?
selling out,
yeah,
the selling
when's his
out
last
song.
actual hit?
It was like 92 or 93.
And he wasn't an old guy. That's now, what is it? That's 20
almost 30 years ago.
30 years ago. So he's still at a time when you could be making...
Well, didn't we decide that the whole reason he had him on is because they were doing like a Neil Young channel for the end of the year?
He's always tried to attach himself to him, Monique, to give him a cool factor. Remember, old man, look at my life. I'm a lot like you.
He actually played those songs again. How
yes,
did
he
you
did.
know how he did it?
Yep.
He
Do you remember writing this?
Stop.
No.
You remember like the Chris Farley show with Paul McCartney?
Did he ask Neil Young about what was the movie that he did where he had like this gigantic glob of fucking cocaine snot hanging out of his nose, and they had to take it back into production to block it out so that it wouldn't be seen on...
Oh my god, I haven't heard that.
Hold on, let me just Google Neil Young cocaine snot.
Fuddsicles all over the grandkid angles. Neil, ask Howard about his grand. He must love his grandkids, right, as much as his kids, right? Shouldn't they come up in that scenario? Oh, Neil, if you only said the grandkids. Yes, David, good callback on that.
They played.
Remember Howard?
Yeah.
The Beth cleaning song. It's completely Neil Young fucking...
All right, here we go. So Martin Scorsese did a documentary called The Last Waltz. I've spent probably too much time thinking about Neil Young's cocaine mishap during the filming of The Last Waltz, Martin Scorsese's documentary on the band's farewell concert. Filmed on Thanksgiving in 1976, The Last Waltz features an all-star lineup of what would become rock's old guard, including Van Morrison, Joni Mitchell, and Bob Dylan. As the story goes, Young partook in some activities backstage before joining the band and performing his song Helpless, during which he had a huge visible cocaine rock hanging out of his nose. The powder, according to a 2002 Young biography, proved so unmissable in the footage that Young's longtime manager demanded that Scorsese have it removed in post-production. So he's just like this gigantic cokehead, hanging and partying with his boys back in the 70s. And that's something that Howard would never bring up, would he?
No, of course not. The interesting shit he didn't bring up. And Harvest Moon was the last hit that he had.
When was that?
1992. So it's fucking 30 fucking years ago.
Wow.
I mean, you cannot talk irrelevant more than that. You really
I'm
can't.
surprised it's so recent, honestly.
Yes,
I don't even know a song off that album.
Well, it was at that time. It was at that time where that type of music could.
I think I was listening to Depeche Mode at the time. I had no interest in fucking.
I didn't either, but the thing is, it was just at that time where that type of song would kind of be able to be played on the radio. But I mean, and then "Rockin' in the Free World" was in the late '80s.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so I mean, this is not a relevant person, and Sirius always gets the most irrelevant people to have stations because that's what they do.
Monique, you got a big fan of your biography. Greenpoint writes, I think it's after you and Sonny Black. Neil Young would be way more relevant to the Depp podcast with Arm and Sarah, Dead Man. That is a great. I don't know how you know that.
Wow.
That he was at Neil Young did the Dead Man soundtrack in the mid '90s, '94 for Jim Jarmusch, the independent film. That is a phenomenal callback. And Monique's super fan with the Greenpoint reference. I love it.
I love the Greenpoint reference. That's like that was brilliant from moment one. I've seen him before. I'm always curious as to where he lives, and I feel like I know who he might be, actually.
Withers and Graham.
David had perfect David the violinist. It's like if Howard had the Andrews sisters on in 1991.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes.
That's great.
God,
That's great. That's great.
Go,
Think
John.
about that.
Listen to that ice.
1961.
You feel that ice?
The ice capades. You had that in your mouth. I've never heard it in your mouth before.
God.
You know what? You're so right. Think about Howard having somebody from 1961 on during the 1990s and talking about how amazing they are.
Yeah, exactly, and how they did the process.
I was watching the other night. I was watching a Trailblazer Memphis Grizzly game, and during the timeouts they played "Welcome to the Jungle," and I turned to myself and I said, "That thing came out," and so they have kids dancing around to the song, and I said to myself, "That would be like me at a Trailblazer game, right? Dancing to Perry Como or Paul Anka or the Platters. It's that long ago. That fucking song is 34 years old. Kids have no business even knowing what it is." I was online at what the hell was it? It was Target, and they were playing Phil Collins in the Muzak, and I turned the first, the kid working the counter is probably 18, and I go, "Do you know the song? Do you like the song?" He just looks at me and goes, all day. He's like, "I'm gonna quit because of this shit," because they just playing those Muzaks. It was Jesus, who in the chat had a great I Am Siler, because art is dead. There's no new music, so they still play shit from the 80s like nothing's changed, like we're stuck in a time warp. And these kids now working like retail are listening to 80s music on Muzak, and they're looking at it like it's 1940.
I don't know. I don't see us as being that. Like, obviously, I'm fucking Florida right now, and all the old people drive like these gigantic like Buick Regals and all these shit cars that look like maybe they were like black car services in New York back in the 90s, and they're gigantic. And then you realize to yourself, it's like, does anybody like in their late 60s, early 70s, really will they actually delve into enjoying a Tesla? Like, that's just a little too much information for them. Yeah. And so I could see as people get older that they like things that make them feel like they are in control.
Yeah.
And this is why so much music stays the same. And
for some bizarre reason, I always thought that I would drive a Jaguar.
When did I say that? That must have been pre-Jaguar.
Goodbye, Fred. Bond's got your job.
Jesus, Jaguar. No, I think. But the other part of it is the way pop culture has truly been changed post World War II. Pop culture massively changed the United States, and that's why this stuff stays around longer, because things used to go through cycles without having pop culture keep it alive. Because music changed drastically from 1900 to 1920 to 1930 to 1940.
How would you even find new music now, right?
Well, it's everywhere. I mean,
it's everywhere.
It's
but it's
everywhere.
all that
it's almost
shit.
It's not all shit.
How did we consume it when we MTV and the radio? Are you listening to the radio anymore?
Right. No, absolutely not. I don't listen to radio anymore.
There's
Every
no
once in a
MTV.
while, I have a channel that I listen
Two?
It's the station Bubba's on?
Not gonna lie, I did like that
Country?
song by Kid Leroy and Justin Bieber. I thought it was kind of cute.
Well, I've never heard
and
that.
It was very
I never
TikTok-y.
want to hear that. I never want
It was kind of cute, and so I was. Oh my god, it was so cute. And then I heard something by like this, because I have like a fondness for like some Puerto Rican dudes, and like Bad Bunny had a song
There's your drop,
Wow.
that I kind of really liked, and so there's Monique cruising down the road, 90 miles an hour,
Rico
listening to
Suave.
fucking Puerto Rican music, right? Everybody looks at me like I'm insane. Like
I'm
don't
Puerto Rican
belong
and
here.
Italian. I come after you with fucking claws.
Oh my god, I hate you so
Benicio,
much.
Monique and Benicio del Toro, the only
That's exactly.
Italian Puerto Ricans.
That's right. I'm doing the show from my Jaguar. Jaguars suck, by the way. Don't ever buy one. They're the worst car. in the
It
world.
has Jaguar electrical, I see, because it can't keep a freaking picture from freezing.
Jaguar's the worst car ever. Those fucking low-profile tires.
Well, it's not the low-profile tires. It's the electrical system done by Lucas, Prince of
The
Darkness.
only thing good about the Jaguar, I have to tell you, is the Meridian sound system. I have never heard a better sound system in my life. Meridian makes the absolute best.
Why, Bon? You
sound
don't like
in a
Meridian
car.
sound? It's not.
How dare you?
Fudsicle writes,
blah,
believe
blah,
it.
blah, blah, blah.
I love her
Fudsicle
so
writes,
much.
Drops are the best. It's an automatic cheap. It's a cheap but great laugh. It always works.
Cheap?
It doesn't matter
What?
if it's not cheap. You know, it's an automatic
It
laugh.
is cheap.
It's a
It's a
non
cheap-
sequitur.
it's a cheap laugh.
That's why I think Fred's a
Well, because
genius.
we don't know what he has.
We don't know what he
It's
has.
not prepared,
true.
and
And the way it's the way it's delivered is the best.
delicious. Yeah,
And
I
it's
love
weird. You can tell Monique has the worst marriage. She
Wow.
I was wondering when you would pull that out. I couldn't remember if I sent it to you.
it. Oh, that's delicious.
I got a bunch I found of Howard talking about Dennis. That's next. That's for the next show.
Hold on, let me.
Fudgicle's got a good point. Believe it or not, I regularly see YouTube comments from young people saying they're exposed to old music from YouTube suggestions, and that's kind of like their version. But I think I think my nephews learned that shit from Grand Theft Auto. So the video games, Grand Theft Auto had a radio list where they would play old man. They would play Grand Theft Auto so long that they knew like corny '80s music from Grand Theft Auto.
Well, I would also dare say that TikTok has made a lot of things that were old new again, and because a lot of kids like to dance to things that have really good beats. So every once in a while, you'll hear like amazing Michael Jackson music, or they'll play something from some random early 80s band or something, and kids pick up on it. And not too dissimilar to when we were kids and like the older guys played like Led Zeppelin. Like the Beatles were definitely before my time of listening to fucking music.
Me too.
And so, it's the kids that you hung out with that were kind of like the cool guys that were like, listen to this. Like I would have never known about Led Zeppelin if like the cool guys didn't play it, the guys in high school and whatever. And that's how you kind of get into music like that, I think.
Agreed,
You're so
Black
right.
Guy.
Look at this. TikTok made Paul Anka relevant again.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Calendar
Who,
Girl?
by the way, in a funny 6 Degrees of Separation, Jason Bateman is married to his daughter. So there you go. Jason Bateman is married to Paul Anka's daughter.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah.
So attention whoring to Paul Anka. How
Yes,
nice.
there you go. All right, so are we done with our clips?
Is there more?
Fuck
Neil
no.
Young?
I don't know how you guys did it. This went off into a music discussion tangent.
That's what happens.
Can we be done with Neil Young? Do we care about anything else Neil
I
Young?
really,
Is there anything else?
I fucking hate Neil Young. I mean,
I hate him
This
too.
was
I
the
have
best bit because he goes back again. Howard keeps trying and then he fucks with him again about his family. Here you go.
His father left him when he was 11 years old. Caused a lot of pain, a lot of disruption in his life.
Too bad.
He's talking about he's telling Neil about a fleck there, and Neil couldn't give a fuck.
Here you are today. I happen to know your father, when you were 12, left the family. He left you. It's probably been a lifelong process for you to admit, I need my father. I need his love.
Can you? But 24 hours later, he's doing it to another guy.
Shame in that, right? I mean,
I missed him when he went away. That's for darn sure.
The reason I'm asking about your father, do you think a lot of your decisions in life were affected by the fact that you didn't have your father? And as a person, do you ever say to yourself,
isn't he just a shit man? Like,
well, it's even more, the Darth Kermit modulation makes it even more.
It is bad right there. Yeah, he's right
crackling.
On the mic. He's sticking his snout. The pelican, it's touching them.
do you ever say to yourself, well, my father's a smart guy. The guy wrote over 40 books. Bright guy. Why didn't he work a little harder being more in my life? You don't get angry about that?
Fucking God.
No, I don't. I love my dad. I love what my dad left me. I love what he.
All right, now he does it. Neil throws it back at him.
Congratulations on your family, man. It's so great. It's so good to see you with those three girls looking at daddy. Hey, man.
Oh, where is this coming from, though? Why?
I don't know. I don't.
He does. I guess Neil may not want to talk about his family, and it's probably terribly boring to Neil. And all Neil wants to talk about is his new album and documentary movie.
And imagine looking at me and saying, Daddy. That's quite an eyeful, I'll tell you that. I'll tell you why I love my kids. You know, being my kids, it ain't easy. I don't think anyone famous, it's ever easy for their kids. Because, you know, Daddy's in the spotlight.
And then Howard cannot get out of this quicker. At the end of this next clip, he
says
gone,
the same.
Okay, thank
he
you
says
very
the
much.
same
Yeah, I
thing
love
to
my family
Letterman.
so much.
When he's forced to talk about his kids, he does the same rap every time. How he's so famous and huge, and they had to power through. He had the same exact response to Letterman. Remember the Letterman interview we did on Netflix? Exact same conversation.
Oh, hell yeah.
And so we got to keep that in line. You know, we got to keep that in mind when we have children and make them the focus and not ourselves.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't think none of my kids want to be me. They got that going for them.
Yeah,
they
me
know.
Too.
They see that. They don't want to do that. They've seen
don't.
enough of that.
Oh, didn't they want to do a show on Howard 101 when you
heard.
first went to Sirius, you dickbag?
So
good callback there.
So
It's
what about his granddaughter?
I know. I
Fucking Christ.
Fudgsicle Road. I bet Neil Young talks to his grandkids.
Exactly.
How did they not come up in that? How do they not come up in that? It's crazy. It's crazy how he still avoids it. It's amazing. In that whole exchange.
This bit's brilliant at the end. He's running to get out of this conversation with Neil.
Daryl Hannah.
They've seen it all. They know exactly what it does.
They're great kids.
They know Daddy's crazy. No, the kids are great.
They're great kids.
Neil,
see that. Check that out again.
Kids.
The kids are great. Everything's great. See you later. Don't ask me about my family again.
They're great kids.
No, the kids are great. I am proud of that. Neil.
Neil.
Sounds like I sped it up.
Oh, that's such a.
All right.
Homina. It's such a.
Please tell me we're done with Neil Young. I hate
We've
Neil
reached.
Young.
Yes, we are. We're at the final clip of the whole fucking thing.
Oh, what do we got?
And can you guys explain this to me? He does a big fuck you to Bubba as the final moment of the year. And I don't understand, why is this happening every couple of months? He's got to make fun of Bubba with the fake caller doing the voice of Bubba.
Was this pre-Bubba being on Artie's show? Just curious.
Let me guess.
Last week.
Is it? Let me guess. It's Steve Nowicki, who was Bubba's the same voice as Alex Jones. I didn't hear it. I'm just guessing.
The other
you're
thing
right.
is,
You're right.
It's
You're
all,
right.
For Howard, it's 100% Schadenfreude because
Schaden,
Bubba's begging him for a fucking job at Sirius.
Yeah, he would die to be on every time
Begging.
that he tries to mention Bubba.
Begging.
Well, this is the worst meanness you've ever heard it, because this is so embarrassing.
I'm ready to end our season finale with Howard being a total and giant douchebag to somebody who adores him.
Yeah. And Dennis was right. We're 1 hour
defends
and
him
40.
when he shouldn't.
We're 1 hour and 15 minutes away from it actually being probably the longest podcast ever, but it's nearly 5 hours if we go an hour and 15 minutes longer.
If you don't stop talking, it will be 5 hours.
I know.
Exactly.
That's
Give us
so
the
bad.
fucking clip. Jesus
I know. I'm
Christ.
hopeless.
And,
I know. I'm so sorry about this. I mean,
Whatever.
you know.
And Bubba the Love Sponge wants to wish everyone a Merry Christmas. Yes, Bubba, go ahead.
Hey, Howard, I want to ask you a quick favor deal, buddy. You know, we go way back, buddy. You know, we worked together a long time. Can I ask you a quick holiday favor deal, buddy?
That's
I think I know what it's
Alex
going to be.
Jones,
You
Wiki.
want me to contact Jennifer Witz?
No, I'm not going to come on and do the rib, do the gimmick deal, do the caper deal. Now, all I want to ask is, can I get Jennifer Witt's phone number just so I can reach out and say happy holidays from Bubba the Love Sponge Show? And hey, and maybe we could talk sometime. You know, my calendar's open. We could do a meeting deal. We could get Ned in the meeting. And I want to say happy New Year. That's all I want to ask, Howard.
All right.
Come on,
Thank
Howard.
you. Happy New Year to you too, buddy. Okay. All right. I'm going to work on getting that Jennifer Witz number. And
that's it.
Wow.
So, I mean, I don't know why he has to keep doing this. Does Howard's audience like Bobo and that give a fuck about this bit? Would Bobo laugh and go fuck Bubba?
No.
Is that what
No,
that's
it's not.
for?
It's not for the audience. It's for Howard. It's all it's about is for Howard.
Jesus,
it's
so
him
cruel.
getting sick pleasure because Bubba's living in a fucking, I guess, his mother's garage. I mean,
Isn't
literally.
that almost the smoking gun of how much of an asshole Howard can be? And
We
to
all know that.
And to do that whole private parts bit, talk about shooting a gun on set, that's so weird. And
Well, it was probably Steve Nowicki in a meeting being super annoying. Oh, I do a Bubba Love Sponge now. It's just like Alex Jones. Let me crowbar onto the show. Just bugging him. And so they did that just to appease this guy. He somehow just forced it because it sounds really forced to end the show like that. So I'm guessing it's Nowicki just fucking pestering him.
And that was the end of the
stupid
show.
meeting.
And Howard said, "Thank you to my staff. Thank you, Robin. Didn't thank Fred. Didn't thank us, the audience, at all, and just said bye. See you later."
Really?
Yeah.
Isn't that awesome?
Do you think he's in Florida now?
Yes.
Now, yeah, he has to be in Florida.
I mean, have we seen any Beth?
Stupid Graham.
Stupid Grams?
Let's see. Let's check out. Hold on.
Wait, guys, he thanked the troops, right?
Oh, yes,
Mr.
and
Stolen Valor, Badge Money.
and
He thanks the troops.
Yeah, and all the police officers and
Yeah, because that's what the show is going to become, right? A salute to the troops.
Yeah,
because he does it at least once a week.
Yeah, supposed to be a big full interview once a month, though. 2 hours, I believe.
The screener hung up on me. I called up. This is 2 months ago because somebody brought it up in our forum, and I called up and I said, I kind of want to talk about how the military's overlooked and how how great they are and underrated. He's like, yeah. We're not talking about that right now, but okay, it's okay. I'll call back tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah,
that's great.
That's the blow. That's the blow. That's a typical blow off of the screen.
Boy, I love that SEAL Team 6.
Very nice.
All right, guys. So we have to wrap this up. It is almost midnight,
It looks like they're in
and
Florida.
I can't believe we still have as many people listening to us at this hour as there are.
We're thankful for each and every one of you.
Indeed. And so the Radio Gunk official Christmas card will be up tomorrow. I just finally
Did you
finished
make
it.
one? You
I
made one in
did.
one day.
I did.
She has a lot of craft paper and glue.
But Xavier was saying it took.
It
I'm
does
assuming
take
weeks.
forever, but I did one that's, I mean, hopefully it's special because I did some special effects to it. And what I did this time, which I think is the important thing to do, is I only used people, A, that have avatars, and B, that have been on the forum or have come into the forum from, like, let's say, September through December. So anybody who hasn't been on since like the summer or whatever, I didn't put in there.
Oh, wow.
So it made it a little bit easier to do the Christmas card.
Emily
I should preview
Stern.
it. Oh, I can't preview it now. I don't have it on this computer.
Don't preview it. We want to.
No, I'll be putting it up tomorrow.
A grand unveiling.
The grand unveiling. Nah, it's cute. It actually looks really good. So thank you everybody for participating in
You
this.
dissolved into the intimacy of being God's
That's Emily?
favorite. What if God told you that you were special?
God.
Is that Gina Barbina?
Yes.
we got our Barbina back.
All right, so we're gonna try Johnny and I are going to try and put out a show next week, depending on whether or not Opie is coming on, and if not, we might just do something.
Well,
some
listen to
bullshit
his
show.
podcast when I got on today when he blurred me. I got on at the I didn't even see it, so I got on at the last second. I wrote something cute, and he shouted you out again. See how you read that.
He shouted you out.
Well, he really shouted you. I wrote back like I was you. I'm like, oh sweetie, happy holidays. Oh, it's so cute.
Oh wait, everybody's begging for stuff for 2022. I can see just comments.
Wino forever.
That's what's coming in 22.
Monique, I sent you to sing us out. I'm going to defer to Nancy Sirianni Martling. I sent you a link of her Christmas song.
Fucking Christ.
I sent it to Bond too, in case he can play it.
Let's see.
Whoever gets to it first.
Bon will probably be able
Mon
to
can.
do it.
No.
Oh, Mon can? Okay.
Yeah, I'm
How
spent.
exactly is Mon going to play this without sharing her screen?
Yay! That's so exciting. Oh my goodness!
What the fuck was that?
Such dicks.
People are dancing like white people dance.
The Rock'em Sock'em Robot at Beanie Mac's wedding. Imagine doing that.
If Monique's
Beanie Mac, you in the chat? Did you see white people doing the Rock'em Sock'em Robot at your wedding in Chicago? If you're still there.
Let me see.
If Monique's mum is listening, we just want to say that we all love Mon, and we know you.
He
do
says
too.
yup. There he is.
Wait, what?
Beanie Mac says
mother
yup.
out there would have wanted to have a Monique.
Oh my fucking god.
God damn it, these drops are fucking brilliant.
She's so cute. Nobody could have a better mother than me.
I agree, Jade
Nobody could
Barrymore.
have a mother who loves their daughter as much as my mother loves me. Put it that way. Yeah, like that. I don't see my Nancy Sirianni Christmas song.
I sent it to. Oh, come on.
Come on.
There's nothing worse than.
Is it on YouTube?
It's on YouTube, but I sent it to Bond too in case you couldn't play it.
I mean,
Wait,
Bond should've got it 2 days
let me try again.
If it's on
I'll send
YouTube,
it-
just send me
I'll send it
the
to
link, for
Bond.
God's sakes.
Oh.
Here it is.
Every mother out there would have loved to have had a Monique. You were fun.
I sent it again. There's no subject on it.
I hate you, Bob.
Aww.
Stern, 1993, goofing on Jackie and Nancy.
What about
That's the
Yo-Yo?
song. Apparently that's the song.
Nancy
I-
Martling Christmas song?
Yes, I believe that's the song.
Okay, hold on. I'll
Is
get
there
this
anyone still listening to us by this
No.
hour?
This
everyone-
will
I haven't
will
looked
play
at
us
the
out.
chat at
Nancy
all.
Sirianni Martling.
one. Okay, here we go.
There's still
Merry
people
Christmas,
listening.
everyone.
There's still people listening.
Oh,
Believe
there
it
they
or
are.
not.
I haven't looked at. Oh, there they are.
All right, hang on. I'm not going to keep it on the screen. Just give me a second. Here we
My
go.
John.
What the fuck?
Thank you, Dennis.
Oh,
Jackie the Joke Man Martling is having a big Sand Day benefit.
And his wife will be there, and I'm sure she'll be performing.
Hold on.
And Jackie's wife thinks that she's a singer, an actress, a songwriter.
I've never seen her dance. Does she dance too?
Does she dance? Dancer? Is she really a dancer? No.
Robin's such a
No,
cunt.
all right. I've seen her dance, though. Same guitar riff.
Oh, remind me of a daughter.
Exactly.
Got the keyboard. We wait all year and finally here is Christmas.
Where are you guys living? Are you guys in a time warp?
Picture in Bayville.
Does he hear his daughter? This is like
Jackie the
amazing
Man
to
in
me.
No, he doesn't.
We wait all year. That's better than flies.
Wow.
Stepping on toes.
I
Wait
called.
all year. Wrong, Jackie, but like,
Should we do this to his daughter?
but what is
Oh,
it? We wait all
absolutely.
year.
We wait all.
Did you ever hear that prank call when I called Bennington? He had Jackie on, and I
can't
told
listen
him
to
that Emily Stern was collaborating with Nancy, and he believed
No.
me. Oh, it's great. Yeah,
I wish
that
you'd
was those.
said
Those were the
that.
PayPal shed days. I have it. I have it saved.
All right, we're not going to go into the weeds right now. We can't do
You sure
that.
we're
No,
not?
you don't have to play it now.
So it's
Monique has to go to bed. So, all right. So I think that's it for us.
You think?
And
it's Christmas in Bayville.
So just again, here's a shirt by none other than our Sarah from her Deppening T-shirt line. This says "Friends of the
Pull
Court."
the microphone down, Monique.
Revolution 2013.
God, that's so great. And then
yeah,
Sturkshire as well.
Sturkshire is the other one I have, and that one's super cute too.
Sarah made that for you. Really?
Yeah.
Sarah
nice.
made that.
The impossible arm.
Whatever. Is that Liz Cheney?
Yeah, exactly. She does sound like Liz Cheney.
Right?
Jesus Christ.
She's
right,
amazing, and
I left a link.
I listened to the recent Deppening episode, and John, you guys were outstanding. The reading of the court deposition. John did me, and just he read it in Feeney voice. So you've got these two, Sarah and John. John being the lawyer and Sarah being the person being interrogated.
Yeah,
and they role
Tracy
played
Jacobs.
them reading the deposition for like an hour and a half.
It's a great.
John did it in Feeney, and it was absolutely. She's even giggling at John. John goes to the dramatic level of even starting to act out the character, like you read it, and it's so. Where were you on this night? And John's going, where were you on this night? And he's adding all these ad libs. Oh, I see. That aren't even written on there. And I'm going, you should be on you need your own show, man. You've missed your calling.
That's the transcript with his agent. That's
he has his own show.
No, I mean like a primetime show. I mean, this guy should be you should be hosting a talk show.
This is
like
my
sour
prime time.
shoes. He cannot be reined in. You don't understand.
Only by you.
You know how long it is to take. It takes to take him to get
think
Johnny
I'm reined in pretty nicely.
to do anything. So John is on his own schedule. That's it.
Yeah,
we get him
I
when we
loved
can.
it
We
so
appreciate
much.
him, and we love him to death. And so we use him for good and not evil, and that's it. That's what you get from John.
Thanks.
So Merry Christmas to Johnny. Merry Christmas to Dennis. Merry Christmas if that's something you celebrate out in Australia, Bon Jovial. And
is it Christmas already? You sure?
You guys, it's already Wednesday. Jesus Christ,
it's the same day as Bon Jovial. Finally.
Yeah,
I don't buy that
indeed.
whatsoever.
So have a wonderful Christmas. Thank you for making this a really, really fun year. We're going to do some fun stuff next year. I am going to try and do a live wrap-up show after the Stern show on 3 days a week, and we'll see how that works out. I'm not sure how it'll work out. Huh?
That's Sarah Silverman. Very nice. I didn't know you got that.
Oh, that was
Thrown
nice.
in everything.
Good job. That's a really good job.
Now he's throwing it all out there. So, if there's any...
Oh my fucking god.
If there's anybody who wants to participate in any of those shows, like a little wrap up after the show is over, we'll try it out. We'll see if that works for us. And
a wrap up of the wrap up.
Huh?
A wrap up of the wrap up.
A wrap up of the wrap. Well, wrap up of the wrap. Well, no, a wrap up of the show. It's not the wrap up of the wrap up. It's the wrap up of the show. Ooh, yeah.
Thank you to both Boff
and make it short and sweet.
Wow.
Thank you to both Boff and Steve S for a gaggle of hookup clips that never would have gotten on my own.
Merry Christmas to all. Hopefully we'll have a New Year's show next week and have a wonderful time. Hopefully you get to spend it with your families, and if you don't, hopefully you get to you participated in our Secret Santa and you'll be getting something special from somebody in the mail, and that'll be awesome for you. So have a great one. We love you all. Thanks for participating, and we will see you next time. I don't think I have an ending.
No ending.
It would be nice if we had like a little musical kind of outro of some sort, but we really don't.
Emily Stern remix.
It's my show, so...
Oh, there
My
should have been a
show.
fuck you after that. It's my show, so
Yeah,
fuck
exactly.
you. Yeah, I would've
exactly.
liked that.
So,
All right. Good night, guys. Merry Christmas, and we will talk to you soon.